a very pleasant good Friday evening, Indian fans. Welcome inside J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Tonight it's back to Region 1 6A play, and it's homecoming 2023 as your Dobyns-Bennett Indians are here for the second of a 3-game homestand to take on the Morristown East Hurricanes. Dobyns-Bennett sitting at 1-1 in Region 1 6A play, 2-2 overall. Meanwhile, the Canes, under the direction of first-year head coach Dallas Kuykendall, are 0-4 overall and also 0-2 in region play. So the Morristown East backs are against the proverbial wall if the Hurricanes have any hope of qualifying for the Class 6A playoffs here in a few weeks. Meanwhile, for Dobyns-Bennett, still in the hunt for a home game to open those playoffs. Need another win here in Region 1 6A play. Lots to get to here on the Coach Joey Christian pregame reports. We'll have a look at both of these two teams, their first 4 games of the season. We'll have some key matchups, some key facts, coaches' notes, series notes, team notes, and of course, a conversation with your head coach, Joey Christian. All that next in 3 minutes. This is the most listened to sports station in the Tri-Cities and your home for Dobyns-Bennett sports since 1942. We are ESPN Tri-Cities. Welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Steve Wilmoth here alongside Todd Freeman, and down on the field to Mr. Michael Holt. Todd, welcome in. Good to be back here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Going to make it a habit here. This is the second of 3 straight home games. It's always fun, but a big Region 1 contest tonight against these Hurricanes of Morristown East.
Yeah, I go by the bank today, Steve, and lady goes, the Indians at home tonight? I said, yeah, we're home tonight and next week, 3 games in a row. I said, that's great this week. next year won't be too good. So, because we'll be on the road those 3 weeks. But it is great, and really the biggest thing is being back home after a great win against Asheville, Steve, last week. Played maybe, I think, our best half of football this season in that second half. And so you really have something to work off of, and you're playing against a team that has had their struggles, has some injuries, and so you hope to see this Indians here at home on homecoming night here at J. Fred kind of come out, do some work, and show what they showed in that second half last week.
Mike, it was quite the turnaround from about the midway point of the second quarter last week. I noted, reviewing game film this week, that with 4 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first half last week, Asheville had 125 total yards. Dobyns-Bennett had -1. The Cougars had run 25 plays. Dobyns-Bennett had run 6. The Cougars had 10 first downs. Dobyns-Bennett had none. And Asheville just held a 9-point lead thanks to that defensive touchdown. But, Mike, it was special teams that kind of calmed everything down. That Trey Wyndham 60-yard kickoff return just kind of calmed things down for Dobyns-Bennett. They got in the end zone and went on to score 34 unanswered.
I could not agree more with what you just said. Special teams is what I was thinking as you reeled off kind of those stats. I was thinking, and then all of a sudden, our special teams started doing a little work, and we're back in the ball game. And after that, things seemed to kind of snowball on them a little bit. And I think at a point our size took over, and we kind of out-physicaled them and kind of laid them down a little bit, and just that obviously was obvious in the result.
Last week, Morristown East loses at home to Jefferson County 42-7. Jefferson County at 3-0 in region play. The Patriots only have 2 more region games. They play Westridge, and I believe they play, who else do they play? I guess it's maybe William Blunt that they still play, yes. Anyway, they're in great position to go ahead and win the region title at that undefeated mark. That makes this game here, as William Blunt has 1 loss, Dobyns-Bennett 1 loss, Westridge 1 loss, Science Hill 1 loss. You start talking about that second position, and that second position, Todd, is key because that puts you at home on the first Friday in November for the first round of the playoffs.
Well, yeah, it is a big deal. I mean, with this little many teams, it's almost you can't lose, and especially early. And with you taking Jeff County taking out Science Hill and Dobyns-Bennett back-to-back week, that really put them in a driver's seat that nobody really saw. So Dobyns-Bennett is still playing for, a 2 seed, a home game, and I tell you, Steve, we've seen it time and time again. We've gone on the road, maybe faced a team that in the playoffs that maybe wasn't quite as talented as us, maybe played okay, but really that home field advantage of staying at home, staying in front of your home crowd, the way you travel and everything else can make a big difference against 2 teams that are kind of equally matched.
Morristown East under the direction of a first-year head coach, and he's only in his 5th year overall in coaching. And that is, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this coach's name right. I've never had the privilege of meeting him as of yet. Dallas Kuykendall.
That was pretty close.
He's a graduate of Walker Valley High School, played at Tusculum, started his coaching career at Chucky Doak as his assistant in 2019. The Black Knights went through 2 or 3 coaches, and Coach Kuykendall was the 3rd head coach for the Black Knights in 3 years last year. He was named as the head coach last year at Chucky Doak as a 26-year-old. Wow. We've been around longer than that, much longer than that. It's amazing that a young man that age can be a head coach at the 6A football level. Chucky Doak last year had its best season in school history, going 10-2. But Coach Kuykendall still looking for his first win at Morristown East. So obviously he's well thought of, or he wouldn't have got that job at Morristown East.
Well, yeah, you would think that. And Michael, you were coaching kind of a young age, but you wasn't over a 6A football team. I mean, we all at an age at 26, and I'm at 50 now. I look back going, okay, there's some things at 26 I didn't need to be doing. But Michael being over a head 6A football team was definitely not in my cards.
No, I can guarantee you it was not in mine either. I promise you, I can think back to me as a football coach here at the age of 26, and I had no business being a head football coach, especially at the 6A level. But, you know, it's funny, from the field level down here, I was looking out at him, and boy, he does. He looks like a baby. He looks like a youngin', and I guess that might be a testament to how old I'm getting, or maybe, you know, maybe it's just a great thing that we got a 26-year-old that's been able to do this. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I think back to being that age, and if you had that opportunity, and hopefully he does great things down there, you know.
Dobyns-Bennett leads this series with Morristown East 18-4-1 in a series that dates back to 1969, and leads 32-10-3 when the series includes the former Morristown High School before East and West split up in 1969, I think it was. Anyway, the Tribe has won the last two, with the Canes' last win coming in the first round of the 2013 playoffs, 27-17. Indians won last year 42-14. Here, quarterback Jake Carson, 15 of 21 for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Andrew Myers carried twice, both for touchdowns. Dobyns-Bennett handed Morristown East its only loss back in that 1969 season, in which the Hurricanes went on and won the first ever Class AAA state championship. That game was 14-13, as Mike Shelton found Mike Bray in a 4-yard screen pass as time expired, and George Carty booted the game-winning point after a touchdown. Dobyns-Bennett won that one 14-13.
Wow. That was an exciting game to be at.
In those days, there was only 4 teams that made the playoffs. As you'll go all the way back to 1938. TSSAA had a playoff in 1938. Did not have another one until 1969. Morristown East won that. They defeated Jackson Southside in the championship game. Jackson Southside had beaten, get this, they played in the semifinals in 1969 Murfreesboro High School. What would a Murfreesboro High School look like today?
ETSU. I mean,
it would be Middle Tennessee State.
Well, Middle Tennessee State, yeah, that'd probably be a better guess. But yeah, I mean, because what is there, 6, 7 high schools down there now?
They're all 6As, too.
And they're all big schools. So, I mean, good gracious, that is, wow. That's an impressive stat.
This is the 103rd year for Dobyns-Bennett Indian football. The contest against Morristown East is the 1,115th game in Dobyns-Bennett football history, with the Tribe sporting an 8-22, 264-28 record. And here's the important ledger for you. The Indians are the 28th winningest team in the nation, tied with Steelton High Spire. We started mentioning them last week, out of Steelton, Pennsylvania. 1 win behind code number 26, Nashville, Arkansas, and East St. Louis, Illinois. And 1 win ahead of number 30, Brockton, Mass. And still just one of 43 programs with 800 wins. There is a team now creeping up, 798. We'll check on them next week and see if potentially they might be playing for an 800th win a week from tonight. That's some of the game notes, coaches' notes, team notes, if you will. We'll step aside for a 2-minute timeout and come back and look closer at the matchups. Some key things that we need to talk about heading into this homecoming and Region 1 6A contest against Morristown East. We're back in 2 minutes on ESPN Tri-Cities.
To start seeing clearly again, visit the Regional Eye Center, the region's only cataract center of excellence. We're the only place for clear sight cataract surgery, providing the highest level of care and technology in correcting cataracts. In fact, no one in the area does more procedures than we do. So don't let cataracts get any worse. Call the Regional Eye Center at 1-800-688-EYES and visit regionaleye.com. Learn more about our life-changing procedure. It's time you got your vision back and your...
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. Want seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to Jenkins Insurance Group in Kingsport, an independent Erie insurance agent. See for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie year after year. Call Jenkins Insurance Group for a quote today, 423-245-ERIE. That's 245-3743.
0 down, 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days on every new Nissan continues news at Wallace Nissan of Kingsport. Due to overwhelming success, it's going to be a super September. Listen to me. 0 down, 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days on every new Nissan at Truckville, USA. Wallace Nissan of Kingsport. I'm talking every Nissan Sentra, Altima Rogue, Frontier, Nissan Titan, and Nissan Armada. 0 down, 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days at Wallace Nissan of Kingsport. Listen, good credit, bad credit. Every credit application will be accepted, and every new Nissan gets the exclusive Wallace lifetime warranty. So make it a super September with 0 down, 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days on every new Nissan. You know where. Truckville, USA, Wallace Nissan of Kingsport, or online, wallacenissan.com. Wallace Nissan of Kingsport. We're friends in their friends, and we go the extra mile. With approved credit plus tax tag and fees.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett set to entertain Morristown East. You ready? About got out of sequence, Todd. Let's hear from your head coach, Joey Christian, about tonight's game against the Morristown East Hurricanes. On the field before tonight's Region 1 6A football contest with Dobyns-Bennett head coach Joey Christian, the Indians face Morristown East. Coach, a club that's bringing in a lot of unknowns. Hurricanes are hard to predict, and trying to figure out what this bunch might do tonight is equally as tough. What can you tell us about the Canes?
Well, I feel like that. Probably like the Hurricane Prediction Center or something. That's kind of what I feel like here, because we don't know. We talked about Wednesday night on the radio show there at Golden Corral. We first of all, they tried 2 trick plays, two double passes against Jeff County. So how can you prepare for trick plays? I mean, you can't prepare for everything in the book, but I expect some funky stuff, funky formations, trick plays, something like that. Got to be prepared for that. We just got to recognize formations and things like that. But, as we also talked about Wednesday night, I mean, they have run 3 different distinct defenses. I can't see them coming out defensively in something that we've not at least discussed and talked about and took reps against. But they're like a wounded animal, a dangerous animal. We don't know exactly what they're going to do, but our guard is up for sure.
Quarterback is the biggest unknown for them. A junior last week who we believe was injured against Jefferson County. Reports have surfaced that he's injured and won't play. They may go with a freshman. Other options are on the table as well. Anything and everything you've got to do at quarterback to get somebody out there. So the quarterback that you were preparing for was a left-handed guy. And now the new guy may not be that, and they like to roll the quarterback out and do different things there. So defensively, how do you attack either side?
That does change. I don't know if it'll change like what we do, but it certainly changed how we prepared. I would say in scout team offense this week, we have probably ran double-digit plays where the quarterback has rolled out to the left, because we were expecting Billings, who is left-handed, to be the quarterback, and obviously if Howerton or some unknown becomes quarterback, I think they'll be right-handed, which, if they continue to move the pocket in that way, then that'll be right-handed. So, I mean, that shouldn't mess with us defensively so much in that regard, but it is something different, something other than we've practiced with. Probably the one of the unknowns that kind of bothers me, concerned about, is that unknown at quarterback. If it is a bigger kid, do they go to more of a Westridge type offense, double tights, double wings? I don't know, just something, however they do it in personnel groups, 22 or, Westridge does it out of 32. But however they do that they just try to do create an extra gap on your defensive front, and then just run a lot of quarterback runs with a big kid, and they're, we list 4, but there was really 5 guys that's carried the ball at various times in the game, so they could really just rotate running backs in there and just, like I said, really create one, if not two, new gaps in your defense and things like that, and really try to get you out of your gaps and things like that. Because they've already run some oversets where they're unbalanced and things like that. So I could see them adding on to that and doing that and really trying to shorten the game, get the game over, and try to keep the possessions to a minimum, and keep it close and win one late.
Offensively, only returned one starter. One of the starters that was returning offensively is now starting on the defensive line. That defensive lineman is now starting on the offensive line. But defense, return 8 starters, 10 guys that we saw play against us last year, but they've given up a lot of points. Just what do you see from the Cane defensively?
Well, yeah, a lot of fronts, like we said, 3-4, 4, whether it's a 4-2 box, a 3-2 box, a 3-3 box. I mean, we've just seen every box look that I think you can get. Now, they're typically going to keep a 6-man box. So, how are they going to, it's structurally, how's that defense going to be structured? And as we talked about Wednesday, it's so important. The offensive line's got to get up there. They got to label the defense. Now, listen, they can label it wrong, and we tell them, if you're all wrong, then you're right. And if you're all right, you're right. But it can't be some's right and some's wrong. That will not work, because we'll turn people loose and things like that. So it is a very concern. And especially, like you said, with that many guys returning, that's how they're able to change defenses and everything, and at least be able to line up and cover, the gaps and guys and things like that they should cover.
You may have 2 guys labeling that All-State defensive end, returning defenseman lineman of the year, Max Baker, that plays on the defensive end. Just what do you do against him? Yeah,
he's a problem, no doubt. Really like him. Really like. We had a hard time with him last year. Really, in our wide zone game, we had a hard time really stretching him. We had an extremely hard time running the ball. And you really look at that game last year, even though it was 21-7 at the half, but at the end of the first quarter it was 7-7. Really, they should have had a pick 6 on the second play from scrimmage. I thought they really came out and played us very tough last year. So, our tackles are going to have to do a good job. Baker Carell and Jacob Isaacs and Malachi Starnes are going to have to do a really good job on Max Baker. He's a very good football player, plays hard. So if we can get him stretched and we can run wide zone, that's what we need to do better. You look at Jeff County, who's also a wide zone team, but there's a few intricate details that they do a little different than us, to where they were able to still run a wide zone and was able to get the edge on him. I'm not sure if we can do that. So he's a good player. We got to certainly know where he's at and handle him tonight.
Another unknown is their head coach, 26-year-old Dallas Kuykendall. This shirt's older than 26 years old, coach, that I've got on, but he's been a successful run at Chucky Oak for us. Last week, Hurd comes in, third series of the game. Looks like from your depth chart, Hurd's going to start tonight. On the Max Medicine part injury report, did get Tegan Begley back last week, but we lost Gabe Marshall, outside linebacker. How do you replace him?
Hard to replace him. He's a kid. I think we talked about. He's a kid. You coach him, you tell him something once, and that's just what he does. I mean, that's what you want him all to do. He's so coachable, does such a good job. Last 3 weeks, we've really kind of split that spot with him and Peyton Franklin. Peyton Franklin's going to have to play a little bit more this week, and we've repped Zabian Goodwin there. Zabian's kind of been our, if you will, he's been our, sixth defensive back. He's played both safeties, both corners for us all year. Well, tonight he's throw him in an outside linebacker. He's gonna play there too. So he'll hit for the cycle tonight with the positions he's playing. But we feel like he's one of our better players, and we need to get him on the field. So really hate to lose Gabe, but Peyton and Zabian, we really feel comfortable with them. They'll do a fine job.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the Jumbotron for tonight's Indian starting lineup.
Man, this might be something lethal. Like a beast that can't be tamed. It's the kind of rage you can't contain. Yeah, this might be something lethal. You can really see the flames. Feeling like it's borderline insane. Man, this might be something lethal.
Ethan Klein, 37, junior.
Cooper McLean, 30, sophomore.
Cooper Martin, 10, senior.
Justin Hill, number 3, senior.
Nicholas McVeigh, 59, senior.
Mari Medix, number 26, senior.
Cato Klebacki, number 12, senior.
Branson Carswell, 4, senior. Davian Goodwin, 29, sophomore.
Nigel Vidal, 20.
Jalen Thomas, 17, sophomore.
Tyler Taylor, number 13, junior.
Jack Harns, number 5, senior.
Malachi Starnes, number 53, senior.
Baker Carell, number 52, sophomore.
Tyler Grizzle, 57, sophomore.
Gavin Comerford, 55, senior.
Will Ford, number 70, junior.
Keldon Mullins, 1, senior.
Tyler Taylor, number 13, junior.
Roman Pruitt, number 8, junior. Mason Kirkhoff, number 7, senior.
Braden Simpson, number 9, senior.
Will Hurd, 0, senior.
Our coaches, trainers, and administrative staff include head coach Joey Christian, associate head coach Dick Colabro, co-defensive coordinators John Ellis Davis and Trey Trammell, offensive coordinator Chris Thacker, assisted by Walker Throck, Kevin Shipley, Jake Mullins, Ty Hayworth, Dustin Gaines, Bo Ford, Josh Bearden, Rocky Jones, and Nick Blackwell. Sports performance staff Zach Fleming, Danielle Ruthke, and Tanner Combs. Athletic trainers Kevin Trivet and Brianna Branson. Equipment manager Barry Williams. Groundskeeper Lee McDavid. Statistician John Burleson. Assistant athletic directors Jimmy Burleson, Brian Barrett, and Aaron Gurley. Athletic director Frankie DeBus. Principal Dr. Brian Tate. And Superintendent of Kingsport City Schools, Dr. Chris Hampton. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field, please welcome the Dobyns-Bennett High School Marching Indian Band. The band is under the direction of Leif Cook, Ryan Gilbert, Jacob Carpenter, Jed Garvey, and Daniel Del Moro. Percussion instructors are Jeff Upshaw, Josh Cassidy, and Preston Trent. Color guard instructors are Catherine Gilbert, Caroline Gilbert, Austin Price, and Judy Shao. Tonight is 8th grade night in J. Fred Johnson Stadium for members of the Robinson and Sevier Middle School bands. We welcome these 115 8th graders and their directors, Richard Brown, Andrew Lynn, Alex White, and Andrew Pejos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we call your attention to the game administrators meeting that's being held on the field. This meeting includes Dobyns-Bennett's athletic director, Frankie DeBus, the two head coaches, the referee, and a representative of the security team. Each is reviewing their responsibilities for this game. We ask that each spectator conduct themselves in a positive and sportsmanlike manner, and we encourage you to cheer for your team. Thank you for your cooperation. Fans, please pay attention to the following stadium announcements. Restrooms and concession stands are located on the visitor side behind the seating area, on the home side behind the lower seating section, and on the mid-level concourse. Special needs and wheelchair accessible seating is located on the home side in the mid-level concourse. A wheelchair accessible area is also located on the home side between the stadium tunnel and entrance and the field house. There are also special needs areas on the visitors' side bleachers. If medical attention is needed while at J. Fred Johnson Stadium or on the Dobyns-Bennett campus, please contact a stadium usher, police officer, or public safety personnel nearest you, or call 911 to request assistance. Fans, remember there is no readmittance at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. If you leave the stadium, you will be required to purchase another ticket if available, and will be subject to search by police or stadium personnel prior to re-entry. The following items are not allowed in J. Fred Johnson Stadium: backpacks, coolers, weapons of any kind, umbrellas, outside food or drink, oversized stadium seats or folding chairs, and artificial noisemakers. J. Fred Johnson Stadium is a smoke-free and tobacco-free facility. This includes e-cigarettes. Thank you. 10. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett. Well, we said they needed to find something, and there it was. Ladies and gentlemen, on May 6th, 2023, the Dobyns-Bennett Football Foundation hosted their 6th annual One Tribe Golf Classic at Richfield's Golf and Athletic Club. Their goal for the tournament is to provide financial assistance to our football program. Through our sponsors, we are building a community that will provide year-round support for our current and future players. Please direct your attention to the 50-yard line where we would like to recognize one of our top sponsors tonight. Savannah Simpson of State of Franklin Healthcare. Thank you. Thank you for your generous support of the Dobyns-Bennett Football Roll Tribe.
But in the sense of, you see 6A football. I mean, I'm just going by watching the highlights on the highlights on WJHL 11 or whatever, and you see a 6A highlight and you see a 2 or 1A highlight. I don't know about 4A, but it's a different game.
It is, very much so. And I say that with my experience at a 4A school, being at, what was at the time the top 4A school in the state of Tennessee. And I still say what I said. So, yeah, you do. It's a very much a difference in the game. At the 4A level, I saw a lot more of the idea of run a simple play, let your athletes be athletes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And just you follow that, you kind of follow that script. At this level, it's so much more involved. I mean, even simple things, down to little things like motions and those type things. I mean, it's so much more involved. The coaching aspect of it is what I would probably say is as different as anything.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute timeout with that, and we'll come back and put some positions with those players and classes that you saw or heard from Dobyns-Bennett a little while ago. We're back in 2 minutes. This is Dobyns-Bennett Indian Football live on YouTube, on the Dobyns-Bennett Athletics YouTube channel, as well as ESPN Tri-Cities.
Dobyns-Bennett High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide help. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender member FDIC.
The doctors at Appalachian Orthopedics know that injuries can happen unexpectedly, and they are committed to keeping athletes and fans in the game. Through extended hours, patients with new orthopedic injuries can simply walk into their orthopedic urgent care for same-day treatment. No appointment necessary. Turn to Appalachian Orthopedics for specialized care you can trust at their Bristol Midway, Colonial Heights, and Johnson City locations. Learn more at AppalachianOrthopedics.com.
Score big with Waffle House. If you're looking for something to hit the spot after the game, Waffle House has you covered. Omelets, waffles, biscuits and gravy, savory melts, and of course, you could get your hash browns covered and smothered. Maybe celebrate that big win with a good old-fashioned slice of pie. Either way, Waffle House is the real MVP. Call in or dine in. Open 24/7, 365.
If you need it, rent it from Action Rentals and Sales. We're your one-stop shop for all equipment and tool rental needs in Kingsport, Rogersville, Johnson City, and serving Northeast Tennessee and Gate City. We also sell items including equipment supplies and general tool and safety supplies for both contractors and DIYers. Action Rentals Party Division offers superior event planning. They'll be by your side step by step to help plan your dream wedding, elegant benefit, backyard party. Action Rentals and Sales, 1861 North Eastman Road, Kingsport.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
At Johnson Stadium, Dobyns-Bennett, Morristown East. Look at your Indian starting lineup. At left tackle, Baker Correll, 6'2", 258, a sophomore. Left guard, Gavin Comerford, 6'1", 268, a senior. The center is a junior, Will Ford, 6'4", 240. Right guard, Tyler Grizzle, 6'3", 292, a sophomore. And Malachi Starnes, 5'11", 190, a senior. That group last week, from that point where we mentioned with 4:26 to go in the first half, the offense had -1 yards. The offense finished last week with 233 yards total offense, including 140 on the ground, and really just took over in the second half and wore down that Asheville defense.
Yeah, and you have to give Asheville credit the way they had a game plan to keep us off the field. I mean, they put that long drive together, almost basically took the whole first quarter away, and we just didn't get anything going, and then they took the ball over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your Dobyns-Bennett Marching Band. Section leaders are Daniela Hernandez, Ryder Fitzgerald, Caroline Cavanis, Ivy Sullivan, Caleb McCullough, Charlie Wizard, Michael Wizard, Florence Wizard, Mallory France, Billy Hamilton, Mason McCoy, Joseph Michael Bellino, Preston McMullins, Mark Sago, and Emmett Wizard. Color guard captains are Rebecca Carter, Shelby Carter, Lydia Garrett, Emma Kimbler, and Zoe Payne. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Caden Powers, Sam Purdue, Claire Lee, and Mia McVeigh. Here's Rocky Top.
With a presentation of our national colors by the Dobyns-Bennett Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard. Tonight's Color Guard is commanded by Cadet First Lieutenant Zoe Bird. Team members include Cadet Second Lieutenant Valerie Cruz Lopez and Noah Malik. Cadet Technical Sergeant Nathaniel Browning. Cadet Staff Sergeant Allie Cook. Cadet Senior Airman Ken Hurley. Dobyns-Bennett Junior ROTC is commanded by United States Air Force retired Colonel Eric Vogt and United States Air Force retired Chief Master Sergeant Melanie Blankenship. Now we ask that you join us in a moment of silence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we ask that you please remain standing. Remove your cap. Place your hand over your heart. Veterans, you are encouraged to render a hand salute in honor of America as representatives of the nationally recognized Dobyns-Bennett Chorus take the field. Tonight, the 150-member chorus, under the direction of Patty Denmark, is proudly represented by the members of Overtone Acapella, who will now sing our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was
up. I put my money where my mouth is, then I stack it up. Big game, big game, big game, big game, big game, big game, big game. My whole team, they proud of. Y'all know what it's about. Y'all just sit back, watch this greatness. None y'all can come after me. I am the one with the master plan. Got all of you calling me Master P. I got the game in the bag, and you know I'm the king. Don't come after me. It's a big game, walking like I talk it. Yeah, I need rings. I ain't got no options. Yeah, I got the chips on repeat. Better watch how you talk when you see me. Got it out of the mud, yeah, I'm knee deep. And I run for my team 'cause they need me. Too easy, don't believe me. I'm too much at once, don't you OD. I'm not what you want on G.O.D. Pay me your respect 'cause you owe me. Owe me, never change, still the same. Running things in my lane. Play the game, gotta rain, anything. You know I gotta back it up 'cause I talk a big game. 'Cause I can back it up. I put my money where my mouth is, then I stack it up. I talk a big game. 'Cause I can back it up. I put my money where my mouth is.
Hear the drums. Feel the beat. Fear the tribe. Captains for tonight's game for the Hurricanes. Number 1, Carter Gillum. Number 10, Will Heminger. And number 53, Jamario Hines. Captains for the Indians. Number 24, Hayden Joe. Number 26, Amari Maddox. Number 55, Gavin Comerford. And number 0, Will Hurd.
The game tonight is being played according to the rules of the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association. TSSLA rules provide for fair competition of the players. Our athletes recognize that judgment calls will be taken into effect, and that they must abide by the decisions of the officials. Spectators are important in this process too. Fans can help promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Each fan is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of sportsmanship. Spectators can support their high school by refraining from derogatory remarks or cheers. Good sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of high school athletics. The TFLWA culture during the game and support your athletes and high school in a positive and sportsmanlike manner.
Morristown East wins the toss. They defer. Dobyns-Bennett will receive.
Big first drive here would be in order for Dobyns-Bennett.
Well, it is, and this is a football team, Michael, that has got. I feel like that we've had slow starts, this is tonight that I would really like for us to get started on the right foot and take control of this football game early.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been one of those guys that whenever it works out that, we could defer, I love to, just personally. But it makes it that much more important that when we receive the ball, we've got to set the tone right here. A big return right here would be huge. If not that, even with that, let's watch the offense come down and just march it down the field. Maybe a big play. We haven't seen a big play out of the offense other than, a busted. Well, we've seen a few here and there, but not a plethora of them. Let's see if we can just set the tone tonight and get happy early, make something happen.
And Steve, real quick, we didn't touch on it, but for his kickoff is we saw a football team that didn't have a guy over 225 pounds last week. This is a little bit bigger football team.
Including the kicker.
Including the kicker, yeah. So this is a little bit bigger football team, so it is a little bit different challenge for this football team, Dobyns-Bennett as well.
He's bigger. Their kicker is bigger than any lineman Asheville had last week.
And that's not an exaggeration.
So Oswald Castro to kick it off. It's going to be a short kick and going to go out of bounds all the way up at the 41-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett may very well take the ball there.
Yeah, I think you do. They've got their...
All right, we got a free
guys,
kick.
I think we're going to take it.
Out of bounds. Kicking team. Dobyns-Bennett is elected to take the ball at the out-of-bounds spot. First down.
So Dobyns-Bennett will take it at its own 41. First down and 10.
Either they were trying some kind of funky onside kick.
Actually, they're moving it to the 46 now.
Yeah, well, it's worked. It landed at the 41, but it probably went out. I mean, it went out at the 46, but it was the ugliest kick I've ever seen.
Yeah. So Hurd, the quarterback in shotgun formation, Braden Simpson to his left, two wideouts to the home side, Mullins, the H-back, to the left side as well. Hurd, high snap, quick out here, complete to Taylor. 50, Taylor 45, Taylor 40, Taylor 35. And Dobyns-Bennett on play number 1 will gain a Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Indians.
Well, you take what Michael said. Michael said we needed a great kickoff return. Well, we got a horrible kick with a great spot, and what do we do? Kind of a little quick wide receiver screen for a big gain.
20 yards to Tylen Taylor. And Dobyns-Bennett has it first and 10 at the Morristown East 34. Taylor goes out to the right side, along with Pruitt. One receiver left side, actually it's Kirkhoff. Handoff, Simpson going left, cuts it up, and we'll have a couple.
Simpson on the carry.
Down to the 32.
And on the tackle for the Canes, 36.
Guys, on that last play right there, we had 2 offensive linemen leading Tylen down the field at the end of that play if you were to see the replay. That's pretty good stuff. Good way to start.
2nd and 8 at the 32 for the Tribe. Just underway here at J. Fred, a half a minute in. Kirkhoff comes to the left along with Pruitt. Mullins and H-back there. Tight formation. Now Mullins will go to the right side over there with Taylor. In motion is Kirkhoff. They give up the middle. Simpson 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5. Simpson all the way down to the 3-yard line. It's first and goal. Select 7, first and goal for Dobyns-Bennett.
And Steve, that's what we just talked about right before the kickoff. Is our identity as being a powerful football team, running football team, and he got that gash up the middle there with the offensive line creating a great hole. And Dobyns-Bennett's here knocking at the door, and I'm sure we're in your favorite formation.
First and goal at the 1. They gave Simpson the 1-yard line. I formation for the Tribe. Hurd under center. He'll turn. Hand it to Simpson, who's hit in the backfield. Crashing in there to make the tackle was Jay Harrison from his linebacker spot. And Simpson may have lost a yard.
Yeah, it's kind of right there around the same spot, but that linebacker kind of came down the line and kind of jumped the count and did a great job of getting in the backfield.
Officially, we'll call it second and goal at the 1. Back to the I formation. The give is to Carswell. Carswell on the right side, crashing into the end zone. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett.
For the Indian touchdown.
Yeah, it's just, I kind of thought that after the tailback getting caught like that as on 1-yard line, I just thought that they would probably give it to the fullback Carswell, and we see what he does on defense and linebacker. It's going to take more than just one to pull him down.
Carswell's second touchdown of the year. The extra point attempt coming by Cooper McLean out of the hold of Hurd. A line drive is up and good. 10:08 to go first quarter. Dobyns-Bennett on the board. The Tribe 7, the Canes nothing. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Center Street Wealth Management Group has been built around a deep respect for planning. Our commitment is to help you plan effectively, invest wisely, and map a realistic course to your future. Call Senior Financial Advisor Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor, or Natalie Wells at 423-765-1000. We proudly support the Dobyns-Bennett football team.
Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, member SIPC. Center Street Wealth Management Group is a separate entity of Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network.
Being stuck when it comes to legal matters can bring frustration and anxiety. Where do you start? What's your next move? Your next move should be to call the experienced professionals at Spivey, King & Spivey. They provide their clients with quality legal counsel in criminal defense, family law, and personal injury. Spivey, King & Spivey has the experience you need to navigate our complex legal system. Don't wait. Call Spivey, King & Spivey at 423-245-4185 or go online to SpiveyKingandSpiveyLLP.com. Now you're in experienced hands.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Cooper McLean to kick off for Dobyns-Bennett. We're back here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Too deep for Morristown West. Austin Brannon is in the middle of the field on the far right side. That looks like Carter Gillum. McLean to kick off. Kick is away. It's a short kick, and it will be taken over there by Gillum at the 15. Gillum trying to get outside and nowhere to go. Martin down to take him down at the 16-yard line.
You know, Michael, Joey Christian talked about our kickoff team last week to us and said that besides the first kick of this season, they've played really well, and there's another example of it.
That was pretty cool right there, guys. It was clear to them, to us, that they had adjusted to the way we kicked the ball most of the time in the right corner. So we just said if they do that, let's find that little soft spot right in front of them, make it bounce, give our coverage team time to get down there. That was pretty good stuff.
First and 10 at the 16 for Morristown East. The quarterback will be the freshman. This is Jeremy Howerton. Howerton at 5'10", 170. The give left. Not much there. First met by Nicholas McVeigh after a gain of 1.
McVeigh did a great job of kind of shedding his block and reading the running back and just wrapping him up for a short gain.
That was Jason West on the carry to the 17-yard line. It will bring up second down and 9. Howerton. 2 wideouts to the right. Pistol formation. Howerton in shotgun. Howerton looking to throw. Howerton fakes and then throws it up in there. Ball is up for grabs, and it's going to be intercepted. Dobyns-Bennett taking the football is Jack Harns. Carnes going across the field, trying to get outside 25. Carnes 20. He's going to be ridden out of bounds as he gets down to about the 24-yard line. The pressure came up the middle, and Howerton double pumped, and you got no time to double pump.
Yeah, when he double pumped, he got hit on that second pump. That ball just went up there like a Texas leaguer in baseball, and good job by Carnes to go back over his shoulder, actually to intercept that, and big play by your defense.
Guys, he double pumped that ball and never looked away from the exact same spot he was looking. And I think Carnes, as soon as he double pumped, knew what was coming, and he was already there.
Carnes' return is marked to the 20. And there's an injured Morristown East player on the far sideline. I saw him go down late over there. Almost looked like he got blocked. Let's see.
Kind of stops. They didn't finish the replay, so.
Anyway, Dobyns-Bennett off the turnover. Jai Carnes just kind of playing center field, if you will, out there on that ball that was tipped. Good recognition by the Indian secondary, knowing the ball was a wounded duck up there.
Well, and not just even in the wounded duck. If you look around, if you're watching it at home, a lot of coverage back there. I thought Dobyns-Bennett had it covered well. Maybe that's why he double pumped. But, you know, it's if you're a Morristown East fan, you're just kind of stunned right now. And if you're Dobyns-Bennett, you're looking at getting up early here on two scores.
1st and 10, Dobyns-Bennett at the 20. Hurd will bring him out. Peyton Franklin, the running back this time. Pruitt out to the right. Taylor Kirkhoff to the left. Mullins is standing H-back on the left side as well. 4-man defensive front, even front for the Hurricanes. Kirkhoff in motion, fake to Simpson. Hurd rolling, looking in the end zone. Pass is complete to a sliding Tylen Taylor. They'll be good for 9 yards to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I actually think that was who that pass was intended to, but it looked like Mullins got his hands on it and actually tipped it first.
Yeah, that's what I saw from field level, guys, is he let that ball go, and Mullins was kind of falling out of bounds. His backhand got a piece of it, and then we still caught it.
2nd and 1 at the 11. Hurd 2 for 2, both going to Tylen Taylor. 3 wideouts to the short side of the field now for Dobyns-Bennett. In motion, Kirkhoff. The give is up the middle. Franklin bounces off a tackler, and another one. Franklin backpedaling his way towards the 5-yard line. They'll mark him at the 6, but that'll be a Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Tribe.
Let me tell you what, a 1-yard loss become a first down, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, you never love it as a defender when you come through clean and get a stick on somebody, and next thing you know, he's 5 yards down the field. That's a little demoralizing. That was a heck of a run.
1st and goal at the 6, 8:12 to go first quarter. Indians already on top 7-0. Trying to take advantage of the Morristown East turnover. Franklin stays in there at running back.
I'll tell you what, Mullins is a good-looking size tight end.
And that Mullins is on the right side. Hurd wants to throw across the middle. Pass complete. Touchdown. Dobyns-Bennett. Tylen Taylor. Dobyns-Bennett's second Citizens Bank touchdown in the first 4 minutes plus of this football game. This one, a 6-yard strike from Hurd to Tylen Taylor.
And I tell you what I liked about that the best was Hurd. The Max Baker for Morristown had an open shot down through the middle, right in his eyes. He stayed in there and threw a strike for the touchdown.
Cooper McLean on to attempt the extra point, which is up and good. 7:44 to go first quarter, your new score. Dobyns-Bennett 14 and Morristown East nothing. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Hey, fellas, want to score big this season? Then be on the winning team at Williams Electric Supply, where you can save them 80% off your entire showroom. Brighten up the love of your life with LED tape lamps and indoor lighting fixtures they're sure to love. All the outdoor lighting options you'll ever need for your home are also at Williams Electric Supply. So don't just score 6, score 80. 80% off, that is, at Williams Electric Supply. 4 locations in Kingsport, Bristol, Johnson City, and Greenville. Since 1962, East Reynolds has taken care of your equipment needs, from big contractor jobs to home improvements. The highly qualified staff at East Reynolds can get you the right equipment and tools you need to complete any job. Your Bobcat, Steel, and Gravely dealer. Rent it or buy it. East 10 Reynolds. Come see us today in Johnson City and Greenville. East 10 Reynolds. What you need when you need it. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
The touchdown drive, 3 plays, 20 yards for Dobyns-Bennett in a minute and a half. McLean now on to kickoff for the Tribe. That one is going to go into the end zone, a touchback. And Morristown East will start at its 20. Touchdown catch by Taylor is his 4th of the year. And it's the 11th touchdown pass of the season thrown by quarterback Will Hurd.
Yeah, I mean, just he stayed in that pocket. He had his receiver Michael was kind of watching it, said it looked like more of like a delay slant, and but threw it on the numbers, Michael, and threw it only where he could. It was either going to be a touchdown or incomplete.
Agreed. That's another part of it that was nice, is that he left that ball up in the air where only our receiver could get that football. Yeah, I thought that was a heck of a throw to stand in there and wait for it.
So the Canes back to the line of scrimmage, just their third offensive play, and now a whistle sounding, and we're going to send somebody off the field. That is Goodwin being asked to leave the field. Franklin will come on to that outside linebacker position. Goodwin had an equipment issue, some kind of wrap that he was holding, and the official said, "You're not going to play holding that." So send him to the sideline. So Howerton at quarterback for the Canes. Howerton turns and gives it, going left and nothing there. Branson Carswell makes the tackle for a 1-yard loss on the running back, Jason West.
On the tackle for the Indians.
Justin Hale got in there first and had that running back I thought was going to have about a 3-yard loss. Made a pretty good move, but when he had to make that move, those linebackers of Dobyns-Bennett was just all over it.
2nd and 11. Just such a slow developing play, too. You're just not going to get anywhere with the Dobyns-Bennett linebackers like that on those slow developing plays.
Oh, my goodness. That's ridiculous.
What now?
Amari Maddox was coming on the field, and he got called in late, so he was putting his helmet while he was on the field, and the umpire made him go back off the field just because he hadn't had his helmet all the way on yet. This is getting – let's play football.
This equipment stuff.
Let's play football.
2nd and 11 for the Canes from the left hash mark. Howerton, and then I believe Morristown East might have moved.
Prior to the snap,
shifted defense.
Number 67, the offense, false start.
Yeah, Dobyns, like you said, Dobyns made that shift that we've been doing last couple of years, and as soon as we shift, a couple of those offensive linemen actually kind of jumped.
Makes it 2nd and 16. 6:40 to go first quarter. Already 14-0 Dobyns-Bennett. Howerton to throw. And out here to the 9-yard line, and tackle from behind at the 11. As over to make the tackle for Dobyns-Bennett was Eli Wallace. Gillum the reception, but he lost 3 yards.
And Michael, I'll tell you what, that throw didn't have a lot of zip on it as well either. That looked dangerous.
Yeah, that had an awful lot of freshmen on it right there, guys. I don't know if he's timid. I don't know. I mean, he showed a better arm than that in pregame, I'll tell you that much. But, you know, these are some awful bright lights to get under your first start. You know what I mean? It'd be different if you were somewhere else. But this is a little bit different place.
Well, you're not just talking about a 400-piece band. You got Severe and Robinson over there with them, too, so it's noisy down there for sure.
3rd and 19. Howerton to throw left. And a long downfield, that pass is dropped at the 35. It was intended for Brannon, and Brannon had 2 hands on it. Yes, he had the leap for it, but he had 2 hands on it, couldn't bring it down.
Yeah, Carnes was a little bit out of position behind, had his back turned. It gave him an opportunity to catch it. I thought he was going to catch it, but that was just a drop for Morristown, and a tough break for this quarterback, this freshman quarterback. That would have been one that probably gave him a little confidence.
Yeah, he put himself in a spot to catch that ball. He really did. He took advantage of the fact that Jai didn't get that head around until late and was a few yards off of him. And, boy, hit him right in the palms, too.
Howerton is also the punter. He's in punt formation with Wyndham and Thomas back deep for the Tribe. Scrimmage is 11. A soft snap. Howerton has it away, and it's a bad punt. It's going to go out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That will be an 18-yard punt. And so Dobyns-Bennett will take over at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, field position for Dobyns-Bennett. It's on 46, the Cane 20, and now the Cane 29. 5:44 to go in the first quarter.
If you're Morristown East, I mean, nothing's going correct right for them right now. And so far in the first 2 possessions, Dobyns-Bennett took advantage of it. See if we can do it again here.
Simpson back in there, running back for the Tribe, to the left of Hurd. Hurd pass out here to Begley. Begley 25. Begley knocked out of bounds. And a penalty marker will come down.
And that's a good call.
As well.
It's late, but there's a hold there. And Michael, I don't know what side of the field you're on, but Dobyns-Bennett, number 7, Kickoff, was blocking well, but once the guy turned, he didn't let go of that jersey. And anytime you see a pull on a jersey, face mask on Morristown.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not sure that's what they're getting ready to call. It looked like that his head got turned around a little bit as he went out of bounds.
That's personal foul.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, number 8 of the defense. Be a first down.
Well, let me say this. Kickoff got by with one. I was just watching the replay while he was making that announcement while we have an injured Morristown East player on the field. But we got by with one there, Michael, because he had a jersey full of a handful of jersey.
Yeah, we did. He got by with one on me, too, because, like I said, I was watching Begley going out of bounds there. And, yeah, I mean, we did, evidently. But the face mask was definitely there, too. I'll tell you that.
So the pass from Hurd to Begley, good for 8 yards to the 21. Hurd now 4 out of 4 for 43 yards. The penalty marked for the 21, half the distance. It'll be a Select 7 Credit Union 1st and 10 Dobyns-Bennett at the Hurricane 11-yard line.
Guys, if you ask me, this is where it's so important. The mark of a good team. Let's go ahead and get them out of their misery. Let's finish this.
Kickoff in motion left to right. Hurd now looking back to the sideline. Mullins, the tight end to the right. Begley down here to his left. Begley instead to give to Simpson straight up the middle. Simpson into the end zone. Another Citizens Bank touchdown for the Tribe.
Yeah, it was just a good inside run. And once again, once he got into the secondary, he's actually got to the point already here with 5:33 in the first quarter. I didn't see a lot of defensive backs that wanted to tackle him, Michael.
No, there weren't. That was the exact same play they ran for the long run that set up the touchdown on the last drive, and it looked about identical.
2 plays, 29 yards, and 11 seconds off the clock. 5:33 still to go here in the first quarter. Simpson, the 11-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Cooper McLean up and good. Your new score, Dobyns-Bennett 21, Morristown East nothing. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
East Tennessee State University is focused on making a real-world impact and improving the quality of life for people in the region and around the world. For our students, learning goes beyond the classroom. Service-based learning and community partnerships afford students personalized, hands-on experiences that shape their future. Take the first step and join us at etsu.edu/admission.
Tired of binge watching the same old shows or watching the big game by yourself? Put the remote down and head to Shooter's Billiards in downtown Kingsport. With pristine pool tables, flat screen TVs, dartboards, and more. Your night just got a whole lot more exciting. Whether you're playing in 8 or 9 ball tournaments, sticking into their delicious pub food, or enjoying their weekly happy hour from open at 7 p.m., you'll be glad you dropped in. So rack them up at Shooter's Billiards, 237 Broad Street, Kingsport. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
McLean's boot this time is going high and deep, and it will be Gillum at the 5, 10, 15, and he will just step out of bounds. He being Gillum at the 18-yard line. He didn't look like he was really interested in having any contact over there either.
No, he didn't. And if you're Morristown East now, you just got to think about getting a first down and trying to get this field somewhat flipped. But, I mean, the defense have been on the field quite a bit, and, I mean, it's just Michael, when you're in a position like this, I don't know what you do as a team to try to get something going.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be different if they even had good field position to start a drive. It's snowballing on them.
West in the pistol formation behind Howardson for the Canes. A stretch play to West running right. West is hammered as he gets to about the 20-yard line. That was Carswell that came in there and hammered West. They're going to give him across the 20. Gracious. Okay. 2 yards will give Jason West.
I'll let you take one guess who was on the tackle.
I already said it, so I know who was on the tackle.
I was going to say, I think they marked that from where he was before Carswell hit him.
Yeah. 2nd and 8, just outside the 20 from Morristown East. Inside 5 minutes to go in the first quarter that sees Dobyns-Bennett already on top 21-0. And now we're going to have a timeout. They stayed in the huddle forever. Yeah. And so a timeout called by Morristown East. We're back in 60 seconds
timeout.
On ESPN.
Morristown East,
Dobyns-Bennett Athletics.
first of the half.
Whether you're looking for more pulling power or you simply want to blow the competition away, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler in Kingsport. Jeff's Pipe and Muffler specializes in custom exhaust systems, Flowmaster, Joule exhaust, manifolds, oil changes and brakes, and automotive repair. To unleash your engine's beast, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler. No appointment needed. He can hear you coming. That's Jeff's Pipe and Muffler, 817 East Sullivan Street, Kingsport. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30.
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. Want seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to Jenkins Insurance Group in Kingsport, an independent Erie insurance agent. See for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie year after year. Call Jenkins Insurance Group for a quote today, 423-245-ERIE. That's 245-3743.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Out of the timeout for Morristown East, 2nd and 8 from its own 20. West stays in there running back for the Trojans. Howerton looking left. Pass out here is off the hands of the receiver. Intended receiver there was Eli Davis. Davis was going nowhere. We also have a holding penalty on the Hurricanes as well. See what Dobyns-Bennett does here.
I think you have to take
holding. 52 of the defense. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
Declined to take 3rd. Well, I mean, I guess, Michael, when you've not seen that they can't move the football but more than a couple yards at a time, I guess it's an opportunity you can decline a hold.
Yeah, right there. I mean, until they can prove, our defense is playing so well right now. Until they can prove they're going to pick up a 1st down, I think that's the right call.
We lost about a yard on the Dobyns-Bennett lost a yard on the spot. It's all the way out to the 21 now.
It's a suggestion.
Howerton looking left. Going to throw it down the field again. This time it's going to be incomplete. Attending it over there again for Gillum. And no offense to the freshman, he doesn't have the arm to make that throw, I don't believe.
No, I mean, he throws kind of a shot put type of throw, and Michael, there's just not a lot of spin on that football. I mean, the balls that he's throwing has that knuckleball look to it.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of threw that one up. I feel like I don't think from my angle our pressure got there probably as well as it should have, but I think he still felt it and just kind of threw that one up to the area he thought he was supposed to, guys.
And great coverage on that play, by the way, too.
Absolutely.
We got a different punter in there this time. This is Guzman, the sophomore, with Thomas and Wyndham back deep, both standing on the 50.
That might be deep.
Urel Guzman. Kick for the Hurricanes.
Guzman has it away. It's a line drive. Be taken by Thomas at the 50. Thomas 45-40, Thomas 35-30, Thomas 25-20, 15, 10-5. Thomas is going to take it all the way to the 1-yard line. Thomas knocked out of bounds at the 1.
You can kind of just tell that was a low line drive kick, and he got a running start. And once he got in the middle of traffic and he bounced it back out, you could just tell that was going to be it was trouble, and it was. And Dobyns-Bennett here on Michael on another setup on offense that you get to go first and goal on the 1.
I mean, I'm telling you guys, our offense, they better buy that defense a steak dinner this week, because I'm telling you what, this is some field position for them. Look how fast they're getting out there. They like this.
BI formation for Dobyns-Bennett. Franklin the tailback, Carswell the fullback, Hurd under center. And And the snap from Will Ford. Hurd turns, hands it to Franklin, and Franklin is gobbled up. Again, crashing out from the right side. This time coming in there was the defensive end, Max Baker was in there. And Franklin will lose a couple of yards.
Yeah, and I tell you, if there's one thing that we're not doing well is right now is, well, here's the deal. I'll tell you why that was such a wreck, and I was wondering how they got that many guys in there, but Tyler Grizzle was late getting in there, so we snapped that play with 10 players. So
at least somebody unblocked. Here's the fake to Franklin. Hurd rolling and throws it in the end zone. It's intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. I think he was trying to throw it to Carswell.
And just overthrew. I mean, didn't overthrow him. Just threw it 5 yards out in front of him. But there is a flag on the play. Let's see what that call is. But that was just not a good throw.
No foul on the play. Interception stands. First down.
Thank you. I tell you, he had Carswell wide open, and I mean, he just, Michael, he let him 4 yards out in front of him.
Yeah, he did, guys. I mean, he just threw that ball too far out in front of the receiver, and defensive back, saw it, was able to stop himself and pick that ball up or pick that ball off. That's a tough break. We'll see how he responds to it. Opportunities like that, we need to go ahead and finish. We'll see.
First and 10, Morristown East at the 20.
What makes that hurt so bad as well is he could actually probably walk that ball in himself. Maybe the break that Morristown needs to get back in this football game.
Morristown East now with an extra blocker in the backfield. They'll give it to that blocker, and he's going nowhere. Nicholas McVeigh in there to make the tackle.
On the carry.
That was the big fullback, Davis, on his first carry.
Yeah, McVeigh just absolutely blew up the guard and just ran over him and just locked up the running back.
Yeah, and he took probably 2-3 more shots after that one as well. That was a meeting of the minds at the running back right there, guys. That was fun to watch.
Davis is going off. He's kind of grabbing his chest. He got for a 1 yard loss. He absolutely got blown up.
Single running back this time behind Howerton. 2 wideouts left. Howerton will hand it to Ellis going left. Ellis with a crease out to the 24. Biggest gain of the day for Morristown East, tackled by Carswell.
On the tackle for the Indians, number 4.
You just need to kind of put that on a record button where you just hit the button and it goes tackled by Carswell.
We could do it. 3rd and 6 now for Morristown East at the 24. 2:15 to go first quarter. Second and 6. Howerton. Across the mid, it's complete, but it's going to be short of a first down. They'll give him the 27. Complete to Gillum.
Let's give Morristown East credit on that play. We had an all-out blitz. Both linebackers was coming, and they picked it up pretty well. But you can't throw it short of the goal, first down marker on 3rd down, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did. That's the second time I've seen us in the house, and they've been able to pick it up pretty decent. That was just a good tackle as soon as the ball was caught to prevent the first down. And I'd watch them right here on this punt. I'd watch them for some tricky business in the hole they're in.
I believe that was good one on the tackle, wasn't it?
Yes.
Here we go. Punt again from Morristown East on the 27. This one will be taken by Wyndham at the 40. 45-50. Wyndham trying to get outside 50 still. Wyndham still on his feet, 45, and then steps out of bounds as he gets to the 43-yard line, a 17-yard return.
He's shaking off that tackle and just put that foot down on the sideline, but if he would have been able to stay in, he probably went a few more yards.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. He was still making moves when they blew the whistle. There we said right after that pick, I said, let's see how we respond. Defense did their job right there, no damage, and now our offense gets a chance to get back rolling.
54.3 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dobyns-Bennett again starts on the positive side on the east 43-yard line. I believe Franklin in there. Yes, Franklin, the running back for the Tribe.
Yep.
Franklin pitches it back. Dobyns-Bennett wants to throw a trick play downfield. That pass is going to be, that's interference. Oh, goodness, it's got to be interference, doesn't it?
Well, I thought
that was Taylor Blankenship making the pass for Dobyns-Bennett. Intended down there for, I believe that's Freeman. No, Pruitt. And they say that's incomplete. I thought he got hit before.
Yeah, guys, from my angle, he ran forehead first into our chest.
And the thing about it is Lawson didn't, for Morristown East, did not bite on the trickery. I mean, he had pretty good coverage, but you can't hit the receiver before he catches it.
Second 10 up the middle, Simpson 40, 35, Simpson plowing forward. He'll be down to the 32 and have a select 7 Credit Union first down for the Tribe.
I'll tell you right now, our interior line is just absolutely winning the battle up front. That's getting that crease and letting these running backs get to that second level.
Simpson with 55 yards rushing already for the Tribe. First and 10 at the 32. Simpson stays in there. In motion out to the right goes Simpson. Hurd to throw. Toss out here is complete to Kickoff. Kickoff will get to the 28 to pick up a 5.
On the catch, number 7, Mason Kickoff.
Bring up second down and 6.
Yeah, he stopped the clock with 20 seconds to go. I actually thought he was tackled and the clock should have kept running, but we're going to at least get one more play here.
Second and 6 from the 28, straight up the middle again. Goes Simpson. Simpson across the 20 down to the 18. That'll be another select 7 Credit Union first down. Pickup of 10 yards for Simpson.
Dobyns-Bennett just goes quick right there and busts him with that inside run again for another big gain and a select 7 Credit Union first down.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your score, Dobyns-Bennett 21, Morristown East nothing. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Hickory logs are smoldering, smoke is in the air, and mouth-watering barbecue is waiting just for you at No Bull Barbecue. The former Broad Street Barbecue is your new lunch and dinner destination. Their hickory smoked pulled pork and chicken, brisket, ribs, and jumbo wings are sure to satisfy all your cravings. And with their non-GMO meats and gluten-free commitment, everyone can dig in. Planning a party or event, No Bull Barbecue, available for catering. Nothing is too big or too small. Go see them at nobullbbqtn.com.
At Appalachian Orthopedics, the specialty trained experts have been dedicated leaders, providing excellence in orthopedic care for more than 50 years. So whatever your bone, joint, or muscle needs, they're here to help you return to your active lifestyle. With offices in Abington, Bristol, Colonial Heights, and Johnson City, they are there when you need them, delivering the specialized care you can trust. Learn more about their specialties and services, such as MRI, physical therapy, and more at AppalachianOrthopedics.com.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
We flip the field. Dobyns-Bennett now driving towards the baseball end of the stadium, facing first and 10 at the 18-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett leading 21-0 here on this homecoming contest against the Hurricanes of Morristown East.
Yeah, the homecoming court coming up at the half.
So Hurd sends Job in motion. Hurd runs to go to the end zone. Wide open in the corner of the end zone is Bagley, who can't come down with it.
Pass intended for the Indians.
Wide open.
21, Tegan Bagley.
Yeah, it just took off on kind of a... I don't know if it was a miss. It's more down there on your end of the field now. I don't know if it was just they busted coverage or what.
Yeah, but, it was. And it was over at left shoulder, that outside shoulder, just dropped it.
It's a tough one to catch.
Second and 10, Hurd hands to Job up the middle. And Job nowhere to go. Maybe a yard for Hayden Job. Bring up third and 9.
44 on the carry. Hayden Job on the tackle.
First third and long for Dobyns-Bennett in this game.
maybe the first third down period for Dobyns-Bennett in this game.
Well, I was thinking that, but I wasn't 100% sure on that.
Let me look quite quickly on my chart. And that's what I have. First third down. 3rd and 9 at the 17. Job stays in there at running back. Begley out to the left. 2 out to the right, including Kickoff. Also Ron Pruitt. Mullins a tight end right. Hurd looking to Begley, going to that same corner again. One-on-one. Begley down there can't make the catch. I think he brought it down, but was out of bounds. Good coverage that time by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, actually, that was a great catch. It just got pushed out of bounds and incomplete, but good stand by Morristown East's defense. And but yeah, you got second and you missed the touchdown throw, got you behind the chains, and Morristown East did a great job on second down on the run and just got us behind the chains.
Cooper McLean to attempt a 34-yard field goal. And that is a line drive, hits the crossbar, goes straight up in the air and over. It's good from 34 yards by Cooper McLean.
Yeah, I've seen it all. I mean, 10 yards off his foot, it still would hit somebody in the face mask if they were standing there. I mean, that thing was a rocket, and there's no way that I thought that ball could. I thought it was going to hit the crossbar, Michael, but I never thought it was going to pop up and over.
Playing the whole thing, guys. That's what he meant to do the whole time.
We listened to a golf coach. That's when you're getting ready to hit a bomb off a tee and you accidentally hit the stinger and you went, yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah, hit a little worm burner and telling you're trying to keep it under the trees, right?
The drive goes 6 plays, 25 yards. And right at, let's see, minutes and 6, right at 2 minutes. 2 minutes even off the clock. 10:54 to go here in the second quarter. That 34-yard field goal looks like it, in the scorebook, looks like it would have been good from 60.
Well, talking to the golf coach down there too. It's right, Michael. It's 3 points. It doesn't matter how you make the birdie, as long as you can write the birdie on the scorecard.
Yeah, last time I checked, that ball went through those uprights.
I saw it. I don't believe it.
Sometimes when things are going right, they go right.
So it's 24-0 now for Dobyns-Bennett. McLean to kick it off again. McLean's boot is another line drive, and it will bounce at the 3, and Morristown East just has absolutely no interest in returning that kickoff. None.
Guys, if they keep doing that, wait here in a minute. If we keep leaving it at about the 5-yard line, in a minute, one of those is going to pop straight up in the air, and they're going to be in a world of trouble trying to get back to it.
No, because they were walking off the field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Morristown East, its best starting position at the 20.
It's the second time. That they've been at the 20. And but right now, you've just not been able to see them get any kind of, especially on first down, to get any kind of momentum going on offense.
Davis back in there at fullback for Howerton, and now we've got a penalty marker.
And that's not the way you want to start on first down. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's false start, but we'll see. But there's a lot of conversation for it to be false start.
Yes.
We'll see what they say here.
I believe the White Hat was getting ready to call false start, and the back judge came sprinting across the line.
Prior to the snap, disconcerting act on the defense.
Absolutely not.
Caused the offense to jump. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Michael, you have every right to shift.
Yeah, absolutely. I will have to find an answer to this one down here, guys. I have no words. I don't know what exactly we did other than.
Let me get that verbiage right. Disconcerting act.
Yes, that's what he said. But they shifted. Okay, so here's the deal. We've shifted and it made them jump before, so why is it not? I mean, I'm sitting here watching it. That's all they did.
1st and 5 at the 25. Here's the give going right across the 25 to the 26. It goes west, pickup of 1.
So, Michael, in all the years that you played and you coached, okay, let's think about this. The only thing that I know a defense can do is basically encroach in the neutral zone, which is in high schools is offsides anyways. So tell me why you can't shift your defense and get that call.
Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. I mean, I'm an English teacher, and I don't know the definition of a disconcerting act on the football field. The only thing that comes to mind is somebody reaching out, touching the ball. I don't know, guys.
2nd and 4 for the Canes. Low snap. Ellis again met right at the line of scrimmage and dropped there. That was Nicholas McVeigh in there.
On the tackle for the Indians, number
for no gain.
I've learned something new tonight. Never say you can't learn anything, sports fans.
3rd down and 4. 9:47 to go in the first half. 24-0 Dobyns-Bennett.
I mean, if you're going to start throwing flags for disconcerting, I'd have thrown a flag for disconcerting for the punt they had him earlier.
Well, it was disconcerting. They just let the kickoff drop at the 5-yard line and walk off the field. 3rd down and 4 for the Canes. Howerton looking right. Howerton throws it out there. A soft pass is dropped. They were going to have a first down, but
and now we got a
dropping
flag.
The ball was West.
They're going to call personal foul, roughing the passer right here. That's my guess. They're getting right here. Yep. That's disconcerting that they can't hold on to the football. That's going to be our work.
Personal foul, intentional grounding, number 11 on the defense. So automatic first down.
Intentional grounding of the defense. Now I'm pretty sure he didn't know what he was talking about when he said disconcerting effort.
I wish we'd have had that mic open. I had it closed because I thought, but so personal foul.
Correction. Roughing the passer.
You think?
Oh. For the last 2 minutes, I think we need to put a 10 on this thing, Michael.
Yeah, guys. I'm having a good laugh myself. I don't know about everybody at home, but.
Well, let me say that after this play, I saw you talking to a certain person that has coached our college football. I was curious if you asked him what disconcerting meant.
Here's the give across the line of scrimmage for a gain of 3 goes West.
Yeah, real quick, I did actually. That's exactly what I was asking him, and he actually said maybe somebody yelling, simulating a snap count or simulating a snap, something like that. I thought maybe in our shift we touched the ball, maybe, but no, he said maybe somebody yelling could get that call. Obviously, he acted as if he has seen it before.
Well, if anybody has, he probably has seen it.
2nd down and 7, 8:45 to go here in the first half. That was the first down of the game, too, for the Canes. Came by penalty. Howerton gives it West across the left side. West will be out to the 46. McVeigh again on the tackle.
And listen, we've had a little fun here in the last few minutes, but on a serious note, Dobyns-Bennett now kind of needs to get focused. You've had a couple penalties on you here that you might not understand or we've had fun with, but Michael, as a defense, you got to work right here. You got to get back, kind of get your focus back.
Yeah, and in the midst of all that, our defense, they've gained a few yards on us here, gotten a first down, et cetera. So absolutely, we need to get back to what we're doing.
I think the roughing the passer call was correct, though. And the Indian that committed the foul came off the field afterwards. 3rd and 5. Howerton to throw out here in the flat. That pass is going to be caught by Gillum. Gillum working for the first down marker, and he will have it and even give him an extra yard.
Pretty good little throw there. And big first down for Morristown. And Morristown for the first time in Dobyns-Bennett territory.
Steve, to your point about that roughing the passer call, I couldn't agree more. It was a good call. I agree 100%, and that's the type of thing we can't be doing,
Yeah. And that's where the focus has got to come back in.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 Hurricanes in Tribe territory for the first time at the 48. 7:40 to go first half. 24-zip. Dobyns-Bennett on top. Howerton. Again, the give to West. West met behind the line of scrimmage. That time, Justin Hale was there first, and he'll lose 3 yards.
It's a bit more better what the defense that we saw in that first quarter, and that's kind of get back at it, get focused, and get some pressure up the middle.
Yeah, the guys, they just tried the outside zone right there, and I'd be surprised to see a whole lot more of that when he tried to cut that back. That was a rough situation for a running back.
2nd and 13 back in Hurricane territory at its 49. This time the single set back in pistol is Davis. Davis has the carry. Davis 50, Davis 45-40, 35-30. Davis tackled all the way down at the 29-yard line.
On the carry.
Good run.
Davis a 27-yard run. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say they kind of trapped that. The defensive end kind of got caught on the inside, and there was no help in the secondary. We kind of was selling out for the run, and once he got past the defensive end, he was gone to the races.
Guys, we were expecting zone right there, and they blocked down, and we had no clue it was coming. They just washed us out.
Davis a 27-yard run to the 24. Davis stays in there. Davis with the carry up the middle again this time. Nowhere to go, but he was hit at the line and
Davis on the carry,
buried that head and went forward for about 2 yards. A little bit more physical runner, Davis, than West.
And from up here, Davis looks like he's a little bit more physical, a little beefier.
Well, I mean, he is 5'9", 225.
Yeah, from down here, guys, there's no doubt he's a big old running back.
Officially looks like they've given him a yard on that play. So we'll call it from the 23, 2nd and 9. There's the give Davis again. I believe it's Davis.
It is.
Down at the 21 this time.
Eli Davis again on the carry for the Hurricanes.
Guys, as a defensive coach right here, when they're having success so one-dimensional in the run, and we know that they're not going to have success throwing the ball a whole lot, as a defensive coach, you do kind of start thinking about doing some things to key in on those certain run plays and maybe leaving yourself vulnerable elsewhere if you have to here, just because what we know is a passing game that's struggling.
Well, Michael, and I think the thing is the freshman doesn't have a lot of arm talent. So, you can take some chances on playing cover zero.
And then we have a timeout called on the Morristown East sideline before this 3rd down 7 play. 5:09.
Prior to the snap.
Had the ball.
Timeout.
For almost
Morristown East. Their second of the half.
54 to go. Well, they've had the ball nearly 5 minutes.
Yeah, they have.
Nearly 6 minutes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we've seen here. And, it's they're moving the football on this drive. Got the good call on the roughing the passer. And so what you've seen is you've seen them take advantage of that. And Michael, really if you look at it is on this drive, and we've talked about it, is a little more success on first down, which has given them a little bit better in their playbook. And also for Dobyns-Bennett, knowing you kind of have to play more straight up. And if you've got them, down in distance, then you can kind of take some advantages thinking that they are going to play the football.
Sure, absolutely. This drive, every other drive, I feel like we've had them behind the chains from the get-go. This drive, they've been ahead of them really the whole time, as far as getting the penalty and whatnot. So we really need to bar our backs and show the defense we are again.
Davis on 3rd and 7, the running back. Howerton to throw, looking for Davis in the flat. Oh my goodness, that thing went straight up in the air. Kolbacki ran past it, trying to get out to Davis, and he realized Davis wasn't going to catch it. He turned around, the ball was right at his feet. Incomplete. I'm sure that thing got tipped, Michael, at the line or what?
I didn't see if it got tipped. I was watching Carnes come running. He had a beat on it. He saw it and was coming towards it, and it hit Kolbacki there. And I don't think Kolbacki knew the ball was coming towards him at all.
Yeah, Kolbacki saw that he was going to that the pass was going to him, and he didn't realize how bad the throw was. And I am really shocked at this moment that they're attempting a field goal.
Morristown East to attempt a field goal. The field goal is up. It's blocked. It's blocked. I believe that was Martin that got it. Dobyns-Bennett has picked up the loose ball. This is Carnes at the 35 to the 38. But I believe Martin blocked the field goal.
Yeah, and that was just from what we've seen out of their kicking game, that was just out of their range. And Dobyns-Bennett blocked the field goal last week. Here they are again. We're pretty quick off the edge, and Good job by your defense. Good job by your special teams, Michael. Now we need to get our offense back in gear again.
Yeah, it's been a few minutes since we scored some points. We need to get going here. I'd like to see a big play on this drive.
Hurd in at quarterback. Indians will have Tylen Taylor out to the left. 3 out to the left, as a matter of fact. Mullins a tight end set. Here's the give to Simpson. Actually, that's not Simpson.
Simpson on the carry.
It is Simpson, excuse me. Simpson. And then a penalty marker comes down. Simpson, they said, got the 40. Let's see what the penalty marker is.
Calling the play. Personal foul. 15-yard face mask. 72 of the defense. This foul will be tacked on to the end of the run. First down.
Good break by Dobyns-Bennett there. Short yardage and a second personal foul face mask tonight on Morristown East.
That'll be a select 7 Credit Union first down as it takes it into Morristown East territory at the 45. And now more whistles.
I think they're pointing at the clock.
Actually, they're pointing at lights.
I know what it is. So the cars are lining up right now for homecoming, and they got the doors open down there.
There's a car lights.
And there's a car lights are on.
Something you normally don't see unless you're at a baseball game.
That's as fast as I've seen Joey run all. Well, no, it might be the second. There was a penalty there one night. I saw him take off.
Is that Joey running down through there?
Yeah, I think. No, maybe it is.
It is, guys.
Yeah. They still don't have the lights off of the vehicle.
Well, so here's the deal. It's probably a new car. It's these convertibles. They might not be able to cut them off without cutting the motor off.
Well, shut the doors.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what common sense would tell you.
There we go.
There we go. 1st and 10 at the 45. Simpson sprinting to the left. Pass across the middle, complete to Mullins. Mullins down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 9.
Complete to number 1, Keldon Mullins.
He's coming off. I don't know as much as hurt as it looks like his knee brace, guys, is flopping. But because I really like Mullins. He's just got that tight end look.
He kind of went down awkwardly.
Yeah, but if you look over on the sideline, his knee brace is kind of.
2nd and 1, inside 4 minutes to go first half. Indians trying to put another one on the board here. The tight end there for Mullins this time is Cooper Reed, a junior. Here's a give Simpson.
Yeah.
And Simpson nowhere to go. Simpson knocked down, maybe lost it. Tackle there made by Trevor Folks.
Right now, which I didn't think we would say, but right now we're not winning at the line of scrimmage on our running game.
3rd and 1 at the 36.
I think you're definitely in 4-down territory.
The pitch to Simpson, going right, 35, penalty marker down. Simpson still on his feet, 2 penalty markers down. And Simpson down to the 29, but this one's coming back.
Yeah, it's in that place of a hold.
Simpson on the carry, tackle made by number 3, R.J. Austin. There are flags on the play.
And the official shows the hold sign.
It'll be marked from the line of scrimmage, which was the 36. That'll take it back to the 46. Bring up 3rd down and 11.
Here in the run, holding number 70 of the offense.
By Simpson.
Going to replay 3rd down.
Line of scrimmage. Penalty marked from the original spot. 3rd down and 11.
An update on Mullins. It is just he's down there trying to readjust his knee brace. So just equipment malfunction there on him.
So 3rd and 11. Indians spread it out. Hurd. The throw, Hurd. Now being flushed. Hurd is taken down by the jersey all the way back at the 41. And that was number 0 taking down number 0. Max Baker on the tackle. The loss is of 13 yards. They mark it at the 41, and they do. So it's 4th down and 24. And Ethan Klein into punt for the first time.
We're waiting on a punter.
Oh, there he comes. Clock running with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. The boot is away. It's a wobbly punt. It's going to bounce and take a right turn towards the Dobyns-Bennett sideline. Still angling forward inside the 25, and it will stop at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's just a disappointing sequence of plays, Michael. I mean, you get the hold, you go back, you get the sack that you really can't take there, and then just a punt that really were just about a yard or two away from where you was getting ready to pick up a first down.
Yeah, that was not a pretty offensive series, especially like you said at the end. I mean, it's 3rd and 1, and next thing you know, it's 3rd and 11. That's not the offense that we've seen so far tonight. And really, we've kind of stubbed our toe here for the last few drives.
.145 to go first half. Howerton wants to throw out here, complete to Gillum. Gillum trying to get outside. Penalty marker is down. Back behind the line of scrimmage. And I think we're going to have a holding call now on Morristown East.
Tackle made by
That is it. And that'll be marked from the spot as well.
And I think Joey's is thinking about declining this.
They made the catch, and they advanced the ball. You've got to take this penalty.
Well,
during the run, holding 66 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That came up with no gain. I get what he's getting. There's a minute 37 on the clock. First down. If he could get them down 2nd and 10, you know, maybe you could take that penalty, take that chance, and you know,
he's still got 3 timeouts.
He has 3 timeouts left.
The clock is not running for some reason. Did he get out of bounds?
Yeah, he got out of bounds.
Okay. 1st and 20 at the 14.
It's funny. Y'all see all the text message I have got about disconcerting.
Howerton looking left. Pass out in the flat is not really close. Intended it out here for Jonah Carden.
Michael, you're down there right in front of that. I mean, there's just not a lot of arm there.
There's not. There is a whole lot of panic there. I'm just being honest, guys. His offensive linemen are talking to him after every play right now, patting him on the head. You know, they know that this is what they have to go with, and whether he's ready or not, he's got to make do and make it happen.
West back in at running back from Morristown East. West will have the carry going left. West had a crease, but it closed in a hurry. He'll be tackled at the 17, and Dobyns-Bennett wants a timeout.
And understandably so. We've seen how their punting game
Dobyns-Bennett, first of the half.
We know they've not had real success at punting the football. And now at 3rd and 18 with Dobyns-Bennett having 2 timeouts yet, and you got them pinned back there to around the 16-yard line, you've got time to pick up some field position and maybe get 3 on the board.
Oh, yeah, this is a great time to take that time out. Like you said, they're way behind the chains. You know, I'm even sitting here thinking, you know, as a defensive coach, it's a passing down. Obviously, they're going to have to throw something up. You never know. Maybe you can get a pick here, you know, and not even have to worry about the punt. But once again, like you said, if it does come to the punt, we've got them pinned back. We'd have, 2 timeouts left still for our offense.
We'll probably take another one.
One. If the ball stays.
Unless it's incomplete or something.
Right, if the clock keeps running.
And this is a situation, too, and I know we're moving ahead, but let's say they throw an incomplete pass. It's 4th and 18 down there on the 15. Is it an opportunity? We've seen the snaps have been slow. Are you thinking, too, maybe send the house?
Short answer, yes. I mean, really, absolutely you are from what we've seen. It's the perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity to go after one.
So 3rd and 18. Let's see what East dials up here. Out of the Dobyns-Bennett timeout. Howerton wants to throw. Indians coming with the blitz. Carswell knocks him down at the 6. And Dobyns-Bennett wants a quick timeout.
And that's a great timeout now with 1:21 with a huge sack by Carswell. I think you send the house now, Michael, because a 15-yard penalty.
Dobyns-Bennett.
If
second of the half.
15-yard penalty, you're just going to re-kick it again.
Yes, absolutely you do. You send the house. Now, my question is, do you see the spot on this ball, guys? They spotted that out at the 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was right in front of me, and I saw him land at about the 3. But either way, you go after it.
Well, I thought the spot was a little generous, but you're down there in front of it, and so good call on that.
Yeah, but either way, you go after this punt, I would imagine, and let either that or you try to. I mean, we've had great success returning punts tonight, as well. So either that or you set up one of your returns. But I don't see why, when you hadn't gone after one all night long, you don't at least send some.
Well, I mean, you can. I mean, it's easy to armchair quarterback up here, but I mean. You can go, I think he kicks it about 25 yards. So I can get back if you're going to set up a return as well. But I just think we can get to it.
Yeah, now, and remember, too, some of the best blocks are not when you send the house. You don't always have to do that. You can sneak one through if you see a spot.
Well, that's true.
Indians do have the same 2 returners back. The line is talking to one another a lot.
Yep.
Let's see. Indians will kind of play it safe. The punt is away, and it's just Wyndham at the 39. Wyndham coming back to the center of the field, 35-30. Wyndham 25-20. Wyndham 15-10. Wyndham needs one man to beat. Wyndham beats him. Breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Trey Wyndham.
Wow, what a run at the end of that. I thought he made a mistake, Steve. Up here is easy for us to see. The punt went towards Morristown's sideline, and he had all kinds of daylight over there, but he decides to bring it back over here where he's got blockers. And Michael, at the end, the last 5 yards of that was just pure effort.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just standing down here with Coach Brown Barrett talking the exact same thing, guys. What a heck of a run in 10 yards right there. I mean, guys, he gets the corner. It was a return all the way. He gets the corner, gets to the 10, and he just lowers his shoulder into a much bigger defender and plays Plinko until he turns a flip in the end zone.
Extra point attempt by McLean is up, and it is good. New score, 1:04 to go in the first half, 31-0 Dobyns-Bennett. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Helping you select a brighter future. Select 7 Credit Union is celebrating 75 years and are now serving 7 counties in East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia.
From up here, Michael, you could see it. I mean, he had 20 yards in front of him.
Free online mobile banking.
Yeah, I was return all the way. They just set that up here, talking, all that stuff you talked about, moving, everybody standing up.
It's 1708 East Stone Drive or at Select 7.
I mean, if you watch after that snap, I'd like to see that. They just play out, it looks like.
By NCUA.
To start seeing clearly again, visit Regional Eye Center, the region's only cataract center of excellence. We're the only place for clear-sight cataract the highest level of care and technology in correcting cataracts. In fact, no one in the area has more procedures than we do. So don't let cataract get any worse. Call Regional Eye Center at 1-800-6888-EYES and visit regionaleye.com to learn more about our life-changing procedures. It's time you got your vision back and your life.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
1:04 to go first half. Trey Wyndham, a 39-yard punt return as Dobyns-Bennett extends its lead to 31-0. And now McLean will kick it off for the Tribe.
The kick for the Indians, number 30, Cooper McLean. Gillum and Brannon back deep.
McLean, another line drive, and this one will be taken by Morristown East at the 6. Going across the field is Gillum. And Gillum is hemmed in and hammered at the 17-yard line. He ran about 50 yards to gain 6. I think, was that Job on the tackle?
Yeah, it was, guys.
And great tackle, 12.
I was about to say he ran about 50 yards to feel pain in the left side of that leg, because that's a textbook open field leg tackle right there.
1st and 10, Morristown East at the 18. With 56 seconds to go in the first half. Dobyns-Bennett with 1 timeout. And one would think that Morristown East would be content here to run a play or two and go into the locker room.
And fans, during the halftime, this is a homecoming ceremony, so we're going to be in and out on the live stream. So
here's a pitch forward to Gillum, trying to get outside. Gillum can't do it. That's Peyton Franklin over there to keep him inside. He's going to be marked down all the way back at the 12.
On the tackle for
the way the clock's running.
Peyton Franklin.
They do not have to run another play if they choose not to. But yeah, so if you're on the live stream, there'll be a lot of kind of us coming to us and breaking into us and going to the homecoming court. And so kind of hang with us. If you want to hear more stats and stuff, you can break off the ESPN Tri-Cities. You want to see more of the homecoming, stay on the live stream.
2nd and 18. And a run there is by West. West gets to the 15, and that'll be the final play, I believe, of the first half. Or is there a timeout?
No, we're just coming off the field. That's going to be it.
So West, a 3-yard run, ends the first half.
Dobyns-Bennett 31.
We go to halftime. Your score, Dobyns-Bennett 31. Morristown East nothing, back in 3 minutes on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Different name with the same great services. The leading insurance agency in downtown Kingsport has changed its name to McGriff Insurance Services, but everything else remains the same. McGriff Insurance Services provides property and casualty insurance, employee benefits, life and pension plans, financial services, and specialty insurance programs. We partner up with
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2023 football coming at Dobyns-Bennett. Representatives from the DB Sparkle Squad will be assisting this evening during the ceremony. Please welcome your 2023 Dobyns-Bennett Homecoming Court. Lily Arnold, daughter of Dwayne Arnold and Michelle Wiggins. Lily is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett Spirit Shakers and the National Honor Society and founder and leader of the Kennedy Elementary Dancers. Lily is being escorted by Brig Farr, son of Jason and Rhonda Farr. Emma Baker, daughter of Stephen and Michelle Baker. Emma is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett cross country and track teams, an AP scholar, member of the Beta Club. Emma is being escorted by Aiden Panasic, son of Jim and Sarita Panasic. Maddie Boland, daughter of Matt and Amanda Boland. Maddie's a member of the Dobyns-Bennett Spirit Shakers, a member of the Beta and Key Clubs, and a Tennessee Virginia Scholar. Maddie is being escorted by Logan Pickup, son of Jason and Courtney Pickup. Caroline Clayball, daughter of Hank and Beth Clayball. Caroline is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett Spirit Shakers, an AP Scholar, and a member of the Beta Club and the National Honor Society. Caroline is being escorted by Jake Dempsey, son of John and Chrissy Dempsey. Sophie Dean, daughter of Lisa Minton Dean. Sophie is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett softball team, is committed to Lincoln Memorial University, and a member of the Beta Club and the National Honor Society. Sophie is being escorted by her bud, Michael McClellan, son of Greg McClellan and Heather Bishop. Nikki Louthan, daughter of James and Amy Louthan. Nikki is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett Band, as well as National Honor Society and Beta Club, and will pursue the RN-BSN program at Milligan University. Nikki is being escorted by Sam Perdue, son of Greg and Cynthia Perdue. Kelsey Riley, daughter of Sean and Carrie Riley. Kelsey is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett Spirit Shakers and a member of the Beta Club and the National Honor Society. Kelsey is being escorted by Caleb Haygood, son of Brian and Andrea Haygood. Florence Wizard, daughter of Robert and Laura Wizard. Florence is a member of the Dobyns-Bennett Band and the trombone section leader, a member of indoor percussion, and a member of the Beta Club. Florence is being escorted by Mark Sago, son of Brett and Joni Sago. Amaya Wolf, daughter of Rashad and Kim Wolf. Amaya is a member of the DB Spirit Shakers and the Dobyns-Bennett Band. She's a member of the Intercity Theaters, the Nutcracker, and the Devilish Debs. Amaya is being escorted by Leland Sermonil, son of Santiago and Magda Serna. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Dobyns-Bennett Homecoming Court. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 football homecoming queen is Florence Wizard. The Dobyns-Bennett Student Council would like to thank the faculty and administration, Varsity Trophies, and Food City for their support of Homecoming 2023. Dobyns-Bennett Band will perform the 2023 halftime show, The Music of Metallica. Musical selections include Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, Master of Puppets, and Enter Sandman. Instrumental soloists are Henry Clendenin, Caroline Cavanis, Alex Batts, and Liam Klug. The band is under the direction of Leif Cook, Ryan Gilbert, Jacob Carpenter, Jed Garvey, and Daniel Del Moro. Additional instructors include Jeff Upshaw, Corey Seedlin, Reed McAmis, Josh Cassidy, Caroline Gilbert, Catherine Gilbert, Austin Price, Judy Shown, Preston Trent, Stacia Howard, Dana Bellino, and Melanie Trusha. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome drum majors Hayden Powers, Sam Perdue, Claire Lee, and Mia McVeigh, and your Dobyns-Bennett High School Marching Band.
differential. That used to be a 35-point differential. They changed that last year to 30.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
But that's the way it's going to be. So Dobyns-Bennett, when you're talking offensively, 115 yards total offense, do you run your ones out there for one series?
I think you have to.
Yeah.
I think you have to. I think you have to. You've got to get them prepared. I mean, we're still in midway this season. You've got to learn how to come out, be productive, learn how to make those adjustments. There's some adjustments, and Michael, I know you're waiting on the coach, but you can chime in here. Even at a 31-0 game, there's adjustments that need to be made at halftime, and I think your ones have to be ready to learn how to make those adjustments.
Yeah, there's certainly plenty of things. I mean, not even being on the coaching staff that can be cleaned up from that first half. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And I'm sure that that's what they're wanting to see if they throw the ones back out there, is that exact thing. They want to see those mistakes corrected and maybe corrected a couple series. You just never know. But I agree 100% that there's a whole lot that we could fix from that first half.
All right, so the team is still not back from the locker room. We said it would be an extended halftime. And it has been, and very well could last longer than the second half.
Well, it could with a running clock, and but I think you need to run your offense. You need to play defense right here. If I'm the special teams, really. Morristown East, the last couple of kickoffs, they just kind of let the ball bounce at the 5, 8, and let it go on the end. I think you can make a special teams play right here to start this half. But I think there's a lot of things, Steve, that we need to clean up. And really, I felt like we didn't run the football in the last couple of series. I didn't think we looked good up front. We wasn't getting the drive off the football up front. We wasn't winning the line of scrimmage. And I think that's something we need to look at here at the start of the second half.
We're still awaiting Coach Christian. The team now making its way back to the field as well. Morristown East is already over on their sideline. And it will be Morristown East receiving the second half kickoff. Let's note that as well. As Coach Christian making his way to Michael Holt. I see Coach Christian. Go ahead, Michael.
Guys, that's not Coach Christian, unfortunately. We're still waiting on him.
I saw a white pullover, and I thought that was Christian. All right.
Yeah, he's coming.
He'll get here in a minute.
Tell you what, though, I was down on the mid-concourse earlier today and standing right where our press box used to be. Let me say, we've got spoiled with just where we're at. I mean, it felt like we were low compared to what we're at the view we have. And, of course, Coach Holt, some of his former students, and some players, he's getting some love in. And, of course, the team's now coming out and getting warmed up.
All right, guys, I'm going to grab Coach Christian here real quick. We're running short on time due to homecoming festivities. I'm going to grab Coach. Coach started the game really, really hot in all three phases of the game. Took advantage of some great field position, all that, and then felt like maybe we got a little stagnant there towards the middle of the second quarter. What's the biggest key coming out of the half to start this second half?
Yeah, I thought offensively, you're right. We got a little stagnant right there. You throw a pick down here on the 1-yard line, stuff you obviously can't do. Got a holding call there and on the 3rd and 1. Hurt us. We ended up getting sacked on on third down when we repeated that. Not looking good there. Defense, though, they were able to squirt out a couple first downs on us. Really did. Thought they played really good. What I've stressed to them is the spears on the helmet. You got to play to the standard of the spears on the helmet. We did that at times. We didn't do it enough in all three phases. We definitely got to do better. Whoever gets in's got to play to the spears.
All right, Coach. Thank you, sir.
All right, roll Tribe.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. Quick word with Coach Christian, as officials have been on the field for quite some time. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
And Morristown East kickoff return team is on the field as well.
And actually, the coach is actually all the way on our side talking to the official, and I got a feeling that they're really wanting to. They're all talking to Coach Christian, and I'm waiting to see if they're going to try to throw a delay of game flag here.
It would be disconcerting if they do. So.
Well, What's the over and under that disconcerting comes out?
I got to figure out a way to get that, Milo.
You have to get that in the writing. So.
Dobyns-Bennett now with Morristown East realizing they're going to be defending the baseball end of the stadium here in the third quarter, flipping the field. I don't think we're going to have a penalty.
No, not yet, but now we could if we don't get. I mean, they're ready and.
Dobyns-Bennett kickoff team coming out. Eventually.
Now, we could get a delayed game because you do have a play clock, and he's actually asking all the guys if they're ready to go, so they could actually technically start the 25-second play clock.
I think they technically probably should have.
Yeah, and I really don't know what we're waiting on.
Still trying to get everybody on the kickoff return team that's going to be on the field here lined up. Maybe there's some new faces, but it doesn't look like. It looks like it's the regular unit that covers kickoffs. It will be McLean to kick it off from the right hash. I didn't really talk about it before the game, but Morristown East kicking off the game. One of the few teams still left out there that kicks from the X.
Yeah.
Hopefully we only see that one time tonight. We've already seen
it. Hopefully that's the only kickoff we do see.
So here we go, finally, to start the second half.
For the Hurricanes, Brennan.
McLean approaches and boots it away. High end-over-end kick taken by Gillum at the 6. Gillum to the 10, trying to go the opposite way and not going to make it. Job will knock him down at the 12-yard line. What coverage.
Yeah, our coverage has been really solid lately, and then another example right there.
So Gillum, I think it was Gillum, 6-yard punt, or kickoff return to the 12. And that's where Morristown East will take it.
Forgot about that game. I was looking to see the last time, and I know it's a little early to be talking about it, but Dobyns-Bennett's last shutout was last year.
Yep.
Against Volunteer.
So the clock has already run 40 seconds off. That's how fast this second half's going to go, folks.
Yep.
Howerton stays in there at quarterback. Howerton to give to Ellis, nothing. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, met by Hayden Job and also Devin Murdoch crashing in to make the tackle. I think he may
Number 30
lose a yard. Nope, we'll give him.
Eli Davis on the carry.
Looks like it's got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. That was Davis, number 33.
Yes, it was.
Making sure on my chart, I thought I said Davis. He stays in there. Second down and 10.
Great work of your printer. It's got me all discombobulated.
Yeah.
Very disconcerting.
Howerton throwing it downfield, and that's going to be incomplete. Nowhere near the receiver. As on the coverage for Dobyns-Bennett was Tylen Taylor. Intended receiver Brett Smith. Incomplete.
You know, I'm kind of surprised because, of course, we talked about it that their quarterback was out due to a concussion and their starting quarterback. But, you know, there was word about the Folks kid coming in. And I'm really surprised because you don't know how long a concussion is going to last. And I really thought that maybe we might see him here in the second half to see what he could do throwing the ball down the field.
3rd and 10 for the Hurricanes. Howerton to throw again. Here comes the blitz. Hale's there, but he gets rid of it out here to Ellis, and Ellis fighting off tacklers. Ellis will have a short gain of 1 yard, but it will be 4th down.
And, Michael, I know that was just a throw out of the backfield, but that might have been his best-looking throw that he had tonight.
As far as completing the throw, looking the part, yes, definitely it was. Had a little velocity on it, not too much, put it where it needed to be. Maybe a little high, but, yeah, I'd agree. Probably his best throw. And, you know, he's struggling. He's a freshman. He's learning a lot of lessons tonight, I'd say.
Back to punt for Morristown East again. This is Guzman. His 4th punt of the night overall for Morristown East. He has it away. It's a line drive. It will be taken at the 40. This is Wyndham 30, 25-20. Wyndham 15-10, all the way down to the 10-yard line. Goes Trey Wyndham.
On the return.
Actually, that was Wyndham. That was Jalen Thomas. Thomas, number 17.
And from Michael, I don't know if you can see it from up here. I mean, from down on field level, but right now, their gunners are not. I mean, there was one guy down the field, but literally everybody, the other 10 players for Morristown, was probably no more than 5 or 10 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was the first time it was extremely noticeable to me down here from field level. But yeah, I mean, Thomas probably ran 20 yards before he encountered a defender.
So it will be the ones out here to start the second half, with Hurd at quarterback, Simpson the running back, to give to Simpson. Simpson picking his way up the middle is met and dropped there by Morristown East linebacker Jay Harris. Simpson will get 3 yards.
Tackle made by the Hurricanes, number 42.
2nd and 7 at the set.
Kind of held my breath there for a minute. The center was a little slow getting up.
We certainly don't need anybody to go down here. This first team unit needs to stick this in the end zone and go take the rest of the night off. Hurd really working the play clock here, down to 10 seconds.
And only 7:25 on the game clock.
Yep. Hurd will keep himself. Hurd 5. Hurd puts a head down, and Hurd will be down to the 1-yard line. Hurd a 6-yard carry.
You know, that's something in the RPO game that we've not seen a lot this year and that is the quarterback taking it. And I think it's a good look. I mean, in a game like this, you kind of hold your breath when he takes off with it. But moving forward in this RPO read, he's got to show that he will tuck it and run to hold those defensive ends.
So 3rd and goal at the 1 for Dobyns-Bennett. Still shotgun formation for Hurd. He'll give to Simpson, and Simpson into the end zone. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett.
Number 9, Braden Simpson.
The clock is supposed to stop on scores, and it's still running.
Indian touchdown.
So, but a great run. I tell you what, ran it out of the shotgun. Did not go to I formation. That could have been by design. We like to go to I formation down there, but to get you a couple linebackers in there. Wouldn't be surprised we don't see some, per se, clean jerseys coming up here.
Extra point attempt by McLean is up and good. Dobyns-Bennett goes 3 plays, 10 yards, and 2 minutes of continuous clock running. 6:30 to go, 3rd quarter. The Indians lead it 38-0. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
If you need it, rent it from Action Rentals and Sales. We're your one-stop shop for all equipment and tool rental needs in Kingsport, Rogersville, Johnson City, and serving Northeast Tennessee and Gate City. We also sell items including equipment supplies and general tool and safety supplies for both contractors and DIYers. Action Rentals Party Division offers superior event planning. They'll be by your side step by step to help plan your dream wedding. Elegant benefit with backyard party. Action Rentals and Sales, 1861 Northeastman Road, Kingsport.
Whether you're looking for more brain power or you simply want to blow the competition away, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler in Kingsport. Jeff's Pipe and Muffler specializes in custom exhaust systems, Flowmaster, Joule exhaust, Magnaflow exhaust, manifolds, oil changes and brakes, and automotive repair. To unleash your engine's beast, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler. No appointment needed. We can hear you coming. That's Jeff's Pipe and Muffler, 817 East Sullivan Street, Kingsport. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Back here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium, Cooper McLean to kick off one more time for the Tribe. McLean approaches and boots it away. Again, it coming towards the near sideline. It will bounce and be picked up. This time by Morristown East. It's a new returner, and he got hammered as he got to the 13-yard line. That was Braden Smith.
Braden Smith.
That was about a 3-yard return, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The tackle for the Indians, number 11.
Guys, I'm going to give a quick shout out to somebody on special teams here. It is a lot of fun watching Devin Murdoch run down the field as a wedge buster. I mean, he seems like he's the first one down every time, just seeking it out. And we're kind of at a point now where their lead blockers, their wall, it's not really a wall, but their lead blocker does not really want a part of that anymore. I mean, you talk about setting a tone on a kickoff. That's fun to watch that young man.
That is fun. When you're physical on the kickoff and you're down there busting into blockers, they have a tendency of not standing their ground as much.
Indians have some fresh faces in there. Defensive end Hayden Burleson. Defensive tackle is Braylon Fugate. And here's Howerton rolling out. Howerton is going to be swarmed and dropped back at the 9.
Howerton kind of fumbled the snap and picked it back up, and he just really didn't have anywhere to go. I think there's a lot of new faces, Steve. I think all the linebackers are new.
The tackle they're going to credit to Devin Murdoch, speaking of which. So back at the 9, brings up 2nd down and 15. Clock rolling, under 5 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Parker DeFord's out there playing middle linebacker.
Howerton looking left, throws it down the left sideline, and that ball is going to be incomplete. Gillum wanted a pass interference call. But
the ball's got to be a little closer to you.
Inside position for Dobyns-Bennett at that time was T.Joe Sage.
Guys, I think that might not have been calling for pass interference as much as talking to his quarterback. A little frustration setting in for the Hurricanes down here, guys.
Well, I hate to tell the wide receiver there, Gillum, that that's all he's got, bud. I mean, there's just not a lot of arm strength there right now.
3rd and 15 for Morristown East. Howerton again to throw, going to go down the right side this time, and that ball is going to sail on him. It's actually the best looking throw he's had, I think. He threw it well out of bounds.
Which was probably a good thing because he threw in triple coverage.
Yes.
And now he's come up a little gimpy, guys, so.
Well, he's been hit quite a few times, that young man has tonight.
So Morristown East will punt again. I think we've got a 3rd punter in this time, or are we back to the original guy? No, Howerton punted the first time.
Yep.
This is the 3rd punter for Morristown East.
Melvin Pavon, P-A-V-O-N.
That one's straight up. Indians will call for a fair catch at the 40. Taken by Wyndham at the 40.
Well, they need to think about keeping that guy in. I mean, I had a little hang time, and Dobyns-Bennett did a good job of catching the ball. We don't want to hit the ground, but with the fair catch, and sets Dobyns-Bennett up again in Morristown East territory. And Mr. Holt, I'm excited to see who's coming out this time.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of unit we put out there. I do see. Well, it looks like most of the ones heading to the sideline now. So we'll have a new quarterback, it looks like. I see Hurd.
Austin Sykes will be your new quarterback, the junior.
And let me say this. This is not trash time, guys. Michael, you've been on this coaching staff. They expect this second unit to go out there and make some gains.
Sykes at quarterback. Sykes will hand it. No, he was going to throw it. Fake the handoff complete, 40, 35, down to about the 30. I believe that'll be a Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Indians.
And it will
I believe that was Murray. Or who was that?
They got back to the huddle too quick, couldn't tell.
I'm going to say that was Murray.
Guys, first impression, he can sell the fake. He had me right there.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. You give a second-string quarterback his first snap as an RPO read, he's more likely throwing the football.
I believe that was Dylan Murray. We don't have nobody's.
Well, our PA announcers, they're going to have to work a little harder than they normally have to now.
It could have been somebody else on the far side, but I don't remember. Here is the give going left. Indians will get a gain of about 2.
I was trying to see, Steve, if I know there's a lot of nude numbers. I was trying to see if the offensive line is all second-string guys.
That's Aiden Villa on the rush for Dobyns-Bennett. Down to the 28, 2nd down and 8.
Guys, at this point, yeah, I believe we do have a 100% fresh offensive line in there.
Well, Javon Graves is in there.
2nd and 8 for Dobyns-Bennett. Villa stays in. That running back was Sykes. Sykes, good catch, gives it to Villa, trying to get outside, and can't get away from a tackle. And maybe we'll lose a yard back to the 29.
Great job catching that snap, like you said, and then getting the ball in the pocket there. I feel like if our running back just doesn't stutter step and stays outside, he might still be running. I mean, I feel like he had a step there.
A little slow getting out of the huddle. 12 seconds left here.
Running back in there for Dobyns-Bennett, I think this time is DeFord. Is that right?
Yep.
44?
That is correct.
And it will be DeFord carrying. Oh, Sykes faked it. 25-20. Sykes needs a cut. 15. Sykes still with it all the way down to the Morristown East 12-yard line. Sykes a 17-yard run and a Select 7 credit union first down for the Tribe.
Very nice run by Sykes. He ran the, well, we got a flag on the play. Let's see, we're going to bring it back.
Scratch all that.
Let's see, get the call here. They're asking if they want to accept the pin. No, here we go.
So it's going to be a holding call from the 29, looks like.
During the run, holding 62 of the offense. We had a 10-yard penalty, still third down.
All right, that'll be the end of the third
We're going to have to do.
Your score, Dobyns-Bennett 38. Morristown East nothing, back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Want to know what the future of barbecue tastes like? You find out at really Broad Street Barbecue and fulfill all your hungry desires. Different smoked baby back ribs, one-of-a-kind brisket burger, and on Wednesdays, $1 smoked jumbo wings. Want more? How about creamy mac and cheese and made-from-scratch banana pudding? Don't settle for less. The best barbecue in Kingsport is at the corner of Center Street and Memorial Boulevard. No Bull Barbecue. Taste the truth.
Center Street Wealth Management Group has been built around a deep respect for planning. Our commitment is to help you plan effectively, invest wisely, and map a realistic course to your future. Call Senior Financial Advisor Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor, or Natalie Wells at 423-765-1000. We proudly support the Dobyns-Bennett football team. Roll Tribe.
Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, member SIPC. Center Street Wealth Management Group is a separate entity of Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Third quarter took about 12 minutes and 1 second. The fourth quarter will be the same. And for Dobyns-Bennett at the 39-yard line, following the penalty, it's third down and 18. And Sykes stays in there at quarterback for the Tribe, with DeFord his running back. Sykes pass out complete. 40. Receiver hit from behind.
Fumble.
The ball went down. They said the receiver was down.
Yeah, said he was down.
I believe that was that Noah Raines, number 25, on the catch?
Yes, it was. And that's what you have to be careful as a young player. And Michael, you talk about the second team guys, they want to work. They're trying to make something extra happen. But that right there, with Morristown with their one still in, they're still playing hard. And you have to be careful running back across the middle like that on a screen.
Yeah, and those are the lessons young players learn. You know, he's trying to make a play, trying to make a few cuts and get to the open field there. And they've got a 6'4", 230-pound angry defensive end based on the way this game's gone. And you know, he took a shot. He jumped right up.
Time
was
out.
able to hold on to the ball until he got to the ground.
Dobyns-Bennett.
You know,
first of the half.
No worse for the wear, but you learn from those as a sophomore. I can assure you, I took plenty of crackback blocks as a sophomore that I learned from.
So Dobyns-Bennett had lined up like they were going to go for it, guys, on 4th and 17. And then called a timeout with 11 minutes to go in the football game.
Well, I think there were some disconcerting issues about were we going forward or were we kicking.
I thought we were going to punt it, but
I'm anxious to see how you get that word in your.
Well, first thing I'm going to have to do is look up the actual definition.
Are you disconcerted about the disconcerting definition?
I'll figure it out. It'll be well placed in there somewhere.
Tell you what, you talking about a packed house next Friday night.
For Crockett?
Oh, it's no Crockett things. When do we play?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We play Elizabeth
next week.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's going to be a packed house, I think, in here.
I'd say you're right. Won't be anything disconcerting about that. Here's Sykes to throw on 4th and long. He's going to take a shot downfield towards the right sideline. The ball is caught inside the 5 at the 3-yard line.
What a throw.
Absolutely, Michael Holt. I mean, he took back, put that ball on the money. And great coverage by Morristown. But, I mean, he put it right on the money. We held on to it. Big first down. It's a big Select 7 Credit Union first down.
Murray with the catch. A 36-yard gain. It's 1st and goal at the 3 for Dobyns-Bennett.
You wouldn't have thought that 30 seconds ago.
Wow. DeFord stays in that running back for Dobyns-Bennett. Sykes hands to DeFord, straight up the middle, is met and then slung forward for a yard.
Michael, now talking about learning, we was talking about how he read the RPO. Right there would have been a perfect time in that formation. If it was a true RPO call, he had a chance to just walk it around the corner.
Yeah, he did. I was just thinking that. It kind of makes me wonder if it was actually even an RPO call or just a give there. But, yeah, man, I can't get over that throw. That's a big-time throw right there. Let's see if this second-team offense can go ahead and punch this in, finish it off.
Yeah, I think it'd be very good for this group to get this 7 here.
2nd and goal at the 2. Sykes gives to DeFord. DeFord going right and maybe loses that yard back to the 3. I think he did.
Looked like he had the corner there for a few minutes, and number 8, Easton Woody from Morristown East, kind of really come and cut that off. He cut it back up, but just nowhere to go.
So it's 3rd and goal at the 3. Clock running, 9:10 to go. Indians leading here 38-0. Wyndham is in there at the slot.
Yeah.
And the running back is Corden Moore for the Indians. The give is to Moore going right. Moore makes a cut. Moore going to the end zone. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett. Moore.
Yeah, and a great kick-out block. Big number 73 for Morristown. He's a big boy. Connor Jargan. But anyways, he looked like he had a chance and really got kicked out and got that hole in for the touchdown.
On to attempt the extra point for Dobyns-Bennett will be Kevin Espinoza, the Unicoi County transfer. The kick by Espinoza is up. It's a line drive, and that kick is good. Kevin Espinoza knocks to the extra point. 8:30 to go in the football game. Dobyns-Bennett 45 and Morristown East nothing. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Hands-on learning is at the heart of East Tennessee State University's mission. More than just textbooks and required reading, ETSU takes a personalized approach to learning. Students engage in innovative, hands-on experiences and real-world settings. Prestigious positions at companies like NASA, Google, and Disney. Learn more at etsu.edu/admissions.
Hey, fellas, want to score big this season? Then be on the winning team at Williams Electric Supply, where you can save up to 80% off their entire showroom. Brighten up the love of your life with elegant table lamps and indoor lighting fixtures they're sure to love. All the outdoor lighting options you'll ever need for your home are also at Williams Electric Supply. So don't just score 6, score 80. 80% off, that is, at Williams Electric Supply. 4 locations in Kingsport, Bristol, Johnson City, and Greenville. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
The Dob covers 40 yards in 6.5 continuous clock minutes. Corden Moore, a 3-yard touchdown run, and Dobyns-Bennett extends its lead to 45-0. And let's see, is this Espinoza to kick off as well for Dobyns-Bennett? He hits that one high and deep, taken at the 6. Working his way out towards the 20 on that right sideline is Brannon.
Brannon, forced out of bounds by a host of Indians.
Brannon will be marked at the 20, so he returns at 14 yards. That's where Morristown East will have it at its own 20-yard line. It's about where they've been the entire night, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's.
And if you're a coach, you're pleased with 20 or in, so
Howerton's still the quarterback. He is.
Yeah, and I think they're just trying to get him a little bit more experience. And that's the only thing I can think of.
Howerton hands it to Ellis. Ellis hitting the backfield, breaks the tackle, and he'll get a couple. Should be Davis.
Yeah, guys, as a coach right here, sorry to chime in, as a coach right here, I mean, I think that's the best thing you can do for that young man is let him play on through this and get as much experience as he can. At this point in the game, what does it hurt, and who do you have behind him? You know what I mean? Who are you going to put in if you take him out?
Yeah, that was Tegan Bagley on the tackle. That's a good tackle by that young man.
2nd and 8. Davis a give going right. Davis cuts it back up. Metz as he gets to the 23-yard line. First met there by Noah Raines. Davis will get 1 yard to bring up 3rd and 7.
Another sophomore making a good tackle.
Yeah, Noah made a good scrape there all the way from the safety position all the way down to get over the top and make that tackle. That's a good look to see if you can find a sophomore that's willing to run the alley like that.
Third and 7. Both sides content to run that play clock down as far as possible here. And Morristown East may just have run it. Well, just did get the play off. And they give going right. A flag is down in the backfield. The play gained 4 yards. As on the carry from Morristown East was Cade Henson. Indians will decline the penalty, take the 4-yard run.
And I know what Coach Christian's thinking here. He's declined the penalty.
During the run, holding number 70 of the offense. That penalty's declined.
Maybe make a stop or make them punt. Maybe get some more kids in there on the offensive side of the football, make some plays.
Well, they may not punt it, though. That's mine.
Well, they're going to talk about it.
Why?
Timeout. Morristown East.
45-0 with 5:35 to go.
Joey, you were
timeout for a few seconds. Now 5:34.
Well, I mean, we'll discuss what we're going to do here.
So it will be 4th down and 3. Don't forget, after the game, we've got our award winners to name. Offensive player of the game, defensive player of the game, player of the game. And also we'll have a conversation with head coach Joey Christian. Michael Holt will have that. Some final numbers before we turn you back over to Scott Stevens. And the final scoreboard, which may not be so final.
Well, no, it might not be final. It might be a partial final scoreboard. But I tell you what, guys, I know we haven't talked about it, but might be the first time in a long time that we might have a player that's on special teams that takes one of these 3 special awards.
Very well could be.
When you think about it, at one point in time in this game, Steve, you called it out. Dobyns-Bennett had 115 yards of offense and 115 yards of special teams.
Yep. So here we go. It will be punt formation for Martin. You call timeout, punt formation. Okay.
And now we're adding 2 more kids. I hope we see that there we go. They kind of brought a couple kids in late, so.
This is the same punter that punted last time for the 31 yards. But the biggest thing about that one was there was no return.
Yeah, it was dead.
Now this punter drops it and kicks it away from everybody. And kick it out of bounds all the way on the far sideline at the 42. That's a 15-yard punt.
Well, Michael, help me out on this. He actually kicked that ball about 40 yards.
I was about to say, he actually got his leg into it pretty good. He just kicked it from...
Yeah, he was on the right hash.
Yeah, right hash, and he flew it straight to the athletic trainer over there.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was...
is running, and it's not supposed to be, even on these rules. Because I have asked an official what the rule is.
Yeah, it's injuries, timeouts, and change of possession.
But anyway, let's see who Indians have. It will be Sykes at quarterback, Moore still at running back. Sykes to Moore, going left, and not much there.
Cord Moore on the carry. Tackle made by
I kind of looked back at the clock and looked back, and Michael, I couldn't tell, but really, I couldn't tell, but it almost looked like Morristown stunned it that way. I mean, there's a lot of host of defensive linemen sitting there waiting on him.
Yeah, they slanted into that right there.
4-13, second 10, Dobyns-Bennett. We have yet another running back in there, don't we?
I was trying to tell. I can only see partial number.
That running back has it and will get about a yard. Is that Riggins?
I think it was Holton. Cade Holton, I think. Was it
Holton? Holton?
Holton,
Yep.
number 38.
Yep.
Correct, guys. That was Cade Holton.
Yeah, another sophomore. Now we're swapping out a bunch of offensive linemen. Getting some other guys some play.
I was going to say, I like to look at Sam Hyatt out here, back up left tackle. He's really getting after it. He's had a couple pancakes on a couple plays.
3rd and 10 at the 40. They give Holton 2 yards on that.
Generous.
Very generous. Holton stays in there with Sykes. Here's the give. This is Wyndham with it. On the give in motion, Wyndham down to the 37.
Sykes hands off to 15, Trey Wyndham.
Michael, I'm going to be real honest with you. I think the officials have kind of maybe gone into speed up mode too, because I do not think we had nowhere near enough being on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, guys, I would be surprised to see a flag or a stoppage unless absolutely necessary at this point. I believe they're about ready.
2:40 to go. It's 4th down and 5 for Dobyns-Bennett. Indians have in the backfield Bledsoe, number 83. Now Bledsoe being repositioned to the right of Sykes. Sykes keeps it. Sykes 35,
wow.
Sykes 30, Sykes 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Sykes diving for the pylon. I think he got there, but they're going to call him out of bounds. The official got taken out. He dove for the pylon. He hit the pylon. The ball came loose.
Well, now the official must have hit his head because he's marking it back there at the 4. He wasn't there. I mean,
they're having to put the pylon back on. So Sykes, they're going to give him the 4-yard line.
The ruling on the field is the runner stepped out of bounds at the 4-yard line before he lost possession. It's going to be first down for Dobyns-Bennett.
Sorry, but he didn't lose
now,
possession.
watch it replay on the big board right here.
He might have stepped out of bounds there, but then he was diving for the pylon.
But what knocked the ball out of his hand was the pylon. If that's the case, if he doesn't step out of bounds, that's a touchdown. That's not a loss of possession.
Right. 1st and goal, Dobyns-Bennett. Select 7 Credit Union, first down. See if the Indians take a knee here at the minute 20 to go.
Nah, not with the 2nd and 3rd teams in there. I think they're going to run their offense.
And now we're going to have to call timeout, I think.
I don't think we even called it. I think we're just going to go
delay a game.
Yeah.
Prior to the snap, delay a game,
Michael,
offense.
I know this is late in the game.
5-yard penalty,
and going down.
still first down.
That's normally Joey would upset that because that clock never reset once the official gave the explanation.
Yeah, it seemed like an awful quick play clock right there.
Another new running back in there for Dobyns-Bennett on 1st and goal at the 9. High snap. Sykes has it, and that poor running back had no chance. Knocked down back at the 15-yard line. That's Fabian Becerra.
On the carry for the Indians.
That was just a free shot there. And I think that might be your last play. Yeah, Joey's already walking to the Indian head in the center of the field.
So Becerra, unfortunately, gets his chance and loses 6 yards on a high snap. That's the end of the game. Dobyns-Bennett wins it over Morristown East. The final score here on Homecoming 2023. Dobyns-Bennett 45, Morristown East nothing. Back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Final score, Dobyns-Bennett.
Tired of binge watching the same old shows? Watching the big game for yourself? Put the remote down and head to Shooter's Billiards in downtown Kingsport with pristine pool tables, flat screen TV, TV, dartboards, and more. Your night just got a whole lot more exciting. Whether you're playing in 8 or 9 ball tournaments, sticking it to their delicious fun food, or enjoying their weekly happy hour from open at 7 p.m., you'll be glad you dropped in. So rack 'em up at Shooters Road, 237 Broad Street, Kingsport.
To start seeing clearly again, visit the Regional Eye Center, the region's only cataract center of excellence. We're the only place for clear sight cataract surgery, providing the highest level of care and technology in correcting cataracts. In fact, someone in the area does more procedures than we do. So don't let cataracts get at you. Call the Regional Eye Center at 1-800-688 and visit regionaleye.com to learn more about our life-changing procedure. Time in back. And
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. Want serious, good, home, business, or life insurance? Come to Jenkins Insurance Group in Kingsport, an independent Erie insurance agent. See for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie year after year. Call Jenkins Insurance Group for a quote today, 423-245-ERIE. That's 245-3743.
You select a brighter future. Select 7 Credit Union is celebrating 75 years and are now serving 7 counties in East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. Select 7 works hard with free checking account, free online payments, Visa check card, free online mobile banking, and the most competitive loan rates in the area. Call them for your next auto, mortgage, or personal loan. Visit their Kingsport branch at 1708 East Stone Drive or at select7cu.org. Proud sponsor of Dobyns-Bennett football, federally insured by NCUA.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
On the field, Michael Holt has Coach Christian.
All right, Coach, we talked there at halftime about coming out in the second half and accomplishing some things after we talked about a little stagnancy in the first half. You know, feel like we did that, and once again, it kind of was kick-started by those special teams.
Special teams, you know, other than a block punt last week and the opening kickoff of the year, special teams have been really good this year, you know. Our return game, man, Trey Wyndham, you get the ball in his hand in the open field, some good stuff's going to happen. But Jalen Thomas proved tonight that same thing, he can do some things when he gets the ball in his hands as well. So, you know, really proud of those guys, but we had some good blocks, you know. Eli Wallace, I know, had a good block on Trey's touchdown in the first half, but, you know, it takes all 11. It ain't just those two. It takes guys holding up, guys in the you know, on the punt team, not letting them cover. So really proud of our special teams for sure.
Yeah, for sure, Coach. You know, with the running clock in the second half, you know, you wish you always had more time to get guys reps, but feel like you got a lot of young guys reps tonight in the second half and some quality reps against their ones and whatnot. You know, obviously one that stood out that we hadn't seen is our young quarterback, and I was going to see if you wanted to touch on that for a second.
Yeah, Austin Sykes, you know, he's a kid that's he understands our offense probably better than anybody. He's got a little bit of speed to him and everything. Very strong kid. You know, man, I'm excited about the future of him and the future of us with him.
Absolutely. You know, defensively tonight, one guy that just shows up every week, showed up again tonight, and just a lot of fun to watch play the game, the way he goes about himself, is Nicholas McVeigh.
Yeah, Nicholas McVeigh, he's a stalwart on that defensive line. He's so physical with his hands, so violent with his hands. He plays physical. Man, he's an absolute great ball player. I'm glad he's wearing that maroon helmet. He plays to the standard of those Spears every snap. Couldn't happen to a better kid too. He's a great football player. He's a better kid though.
Absolutely, Coach. And you know, next week, non-conference game, but a big game. You know, Elizabethton coming to town. It's going to be a big game, and you know, I wanted to see what your thoughts are on that game.
Well, you know, we hadn't played them in a long time. Long time. I don't know how long it's been, you know, but, you know, Coach Whitten obviously does a great job over there. He's won a couple state championships, and we know that they got some players, some really good players that has some college offers and things like that. You know, we'll have to clean up some things, be a little better than we were tonight, but I suspect the Indians will be ready to go next Friday.
Hey, Michael.
Agreed.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Michael, ask him one question I really like to hear his comment, is how we really refocus coming into the start of the second half.
Hey, Todd upstairs wanted me to ask you real quick, Coach, he wanted to know how we really refocus coming into the second half. What was the key to that?
Well, tonight, I mean, there's nothing. Like I said, coming out of halftime, it's you got to focus on ourselves. We got to play to the spirits of the helmet. If we always will just play to the Dobyns-Bennett standard, not their standard, not the kids' standards, but if we'll play to the program standard, good things are going to happen. I thought our defense comes out, gets a stop, and then special teams gives us a short field and we score. That's good. That's the way we want to end tonight.
Coach, I appreciate your time. I can't help but ask you one more question. Do you anticipate any disconcerting actions this week during practice?
I don't even know what that is. They actually apologized about that at halftime, so I'm not sure what happened, but it was disconcerting at least.
All right, Coach, I appreciate your time. We'll try.
We'll try.
There we go. Good one.
Michael, your best interview of your early career. I tell you that.
Guys, I couldn't help it. I couldn't keep that one in my back pocket.
No, you need to let that one go.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout, come back and name our award winners, and let Todd get over and get some production work done somewhere else tonight. We're back in 2 minutes right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Different name with the same great services. The leading insurance agency in downtown Kingsport has changed its name to McGriff Insurance Services, but everything else remains the same. McGriff Insurance Services provides property and casualty insurance, employee benefits, life and pension plans, financial services, and specialty insurance programs. They partner up with the best insurance companies around the world to provide all types of coverage. Visit Steve Harville's sales team at 433 East 1st Street in downtown Kingsport. McGriff Insurance Services.
Dobyns-Bennett High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide and helping. Find out more about the Citizens Bank local advantage visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Max Medicine Mart offers an array of different services and experienced pharmacists and staff to make your visit quick and easy. With drive-through for your convenience, you can get your immunization or vaccination with a full line of medical equipment for purchase or rent. We offer Good Foods Grocery for healthy food options. Unique Boutique has stylish apparel and accessories. Come see us today and score big. Max Medicine Mart.
I'm Hayden Carell with Hamlet Dobson Funeral Homes. In 1921, when high school football first began in this community, the game looked a little different than it does today. Players were not required to wear headgear, and shoulder pads were constructed of a combination of canvas and leather. In that same year, Hamlet Dobson was providing quality service to local families, which has remained unchanged in the 100 years to follow. Hamlet Dobson Funeral Homes, family owned and operated since 1916, serving the Kingsport, Fall Branch, and now Bluntville communities.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Just looking at some quick numbers before we name our players of the game. I'll give you what I got. 16 first downs for Dobyns-Bennett, just 3 for Morristown East. They all came in that one possession in the second quarter, the first of which was by penalty. Morristown East rushed 15 times for 35 yards, completed 4 out of 11 passes. 5 out of 14 passes like that. 5 out of 14 for 1 yard. Morristown East had 38 total yards in this football game, 3 in the second half. Dobyns-Bennett threw it for 103 yards, Hurd 56 yards for the air, Sykes 3 out of 3 for 47 yards, including that big long pass to Murray, who had 2 catches for 43 yards. Taylor 3 for 39, 1 catch each for Raines, Mullins, Kirkhoff, and Begley. Simpson rushed 10 times for 71 yards. He only had 6 yards after the first quarter. Sykes had a 33-yard carry, and then there was a bunch of others that I'm going to have to add up. I want to say that Dobyns-Bennett finished with over 100 yards rushing as well.
John Cleary, if you're still in the stadium, your phone is in the press box. John Cleary, if you're still in the stadium, your phone.
The Tribe did total offense. And so those are your final numbers. Dobyns-Bennett penalized 5 times for 40 yards. Morristown East 5 for 40. Morristown East 4 for 30. The Canes punted 7 times for a 24-yard average. Dobyns-Bennett 1 punt for 35 yards. Time now to name our players of the game. We'll start on the offensive side of the football. The Chris Jenkins Insurance Group Offensive Player of the Game. Guys, it's not often that you go to halftime leading 31-0, and the offensive player of the game comes in a continuous clock mode, but does enough to win the award. Frankly, before halftime, it's not that the offense wasn't good. In fact, the offense was very efficient. There just wasn't a lot of numbers because where they were set up on the end of the football, with the football, positive yardage by all the returns. So the numbers didn't knock you out in the first half. But Austin Sykes came in the second half. He completed 3 out of 3 passes, including that long 33-yarder on 4th down for 47 yards. Also ran for 33 yards. So it totaled 80 yards. A modest total, but it's the most by any Indian on the night. And so Austin Sykes, the junior quarterback, is our Chris Jenkins Insurance Group Offensive Player of the Game.
Well, I think, in a night that there's not a lot of offensive yardage, and probably, just so you know, Michael's probably in the elevator, so he's not hearing us right now, but it's a night that you didn't have a lot of offensive yards. Why? Because our defense and our special teams did a great job. I mean, the field position in that first half was incredible. And you have a young man who's the backup quarterback who, in all reality, Steve, was the 3rd string last week. On the depth chart, he comes in and looks good and makes some great decisions. It's not just about the 3 for 3. It's a huge 4th down pass. It was how he conducted himself, how he ran the offense, and the young man is very deserving of this award.
Absolutely, and we certainly appreciate Chris Jenkins Insurance Group down there on Center Street in Kingsport for everything they do for high school sports, not only for us here on the radio, but a great sponsor of mine on TriCitySports.com for a while now. Appreciate him. He's dedicated to high school sports, and he loves sports. Had a couple kids come through and play sports as well. So congratulations to Austin Sykes, our Chris Jenkins Insurance Group Offensive Player of the Game. Also, we'll turn our attention to the defensive side now. This is the Todd Freeman Productions, TriCitySports.com Defensive Player of the Game. And obviously, when you hold a team to 38 total yards, a lot of options you can go. But it just seems like early in the football game, we called this defensive tackle's name so early, so often, was constantly in the backfield harassing the quarterback, had a big sack, tackle for loss. Senior defensive tackle Nicholas McVeigh.
Yeah, the young man just absolutely had a motor tonight that was better than anybody else's, and shedded blocks and was back in the backfield and just made play after play after play. And, to see him make those plays and just time and time again was real impressive. And he also, not just his tackles, Steve, but when he had to take up space and take on some double teams and stuff to let Carswell and Kabaki and them guys to get back to the quarterback or get back to the running back, and just had an exceptional night on defense.
So congratulations to Nicholas McVeigh, the Freeman Productions, TriCitySports.com Defensive Player of the Game. Now time to name our Appalachian Orthopedic Player of the Game. And we're actually going to share this award between the 2 Dobyns-Bennett return men, and that will be Trey Wyndham and Jalen Thomas. Those 2 guys had 115 combined yards of punt returns in the first half. And then in the third quarter, seemed like there was another, Thomas, a 30-yard punt return in the third quarter. So by my count, 145 yards of punt return yardage. That's why the offense was so efficient despite the low number of yards, is because the returners did such a fabulous job in putting in Dobyns-Bennett an easy field position.
As many yards as those young men ran, they're probably about as out of breath as Michael Holt is right now trying to get back upstairs. I know what that's like. Get your breath there for a minute, Michael. And I'll let him add on to that, because some of that, the one thing I wanted Michael to talk about too when we talk about these young men is not just the return yards. I know the touchdown return at the end of the first half, I mean, that was an incredible play that would happen right in front of him. But the other thing that we've not really talked about, and Michael, that we've had problems with in a couple years in the past, is fielding the punt. You all teach on special teams, or the coaching staff teaches on special teams, is to make sure the first thing as a punt returner is to field the ball. Don't let it hit on the ground. If it's in, come up and get it, fair catch it, but do not let that ball hit on the ground and pick up extra yards. These guys have done that really all year, but tonight they got some space and they really showed off.
They did, guys. We've seen them progress, I feel like, throughout the year. You know, earlier in the year, I think, what was it, down at, let's see, early game, Westridge maybe, we had trouble fielding about every punt. We'd pick it up, and then we make something happen with it. And these guys are figuring out, you know, catching a punt on the run, a shorter punt, not letting that bounce. Those are yards you can't get back if you let those balls hit the ground. Catching those on the run and fielding it cleanly. You know, also they do a great job of putting those heels on the 10 or wherever they need to be and still reeling it in. Tonight they were able to catch the ball and show off those wheels a little bit, and I think that was set up by some of the lower punts, that, you know, line drive punts that were kicked. And then when they didn't get one there at the end of the game, it sounds silly, but I was just as excited about the fact we had the wherewithal and the insight to go ahead and get that hand in the air and make a fair catch when needed.
Yeah, and not just, and hold on a minute, Michael, 'cause I want to do one. So not just that, but you've had so much success of getting returns that it could have easily been in your head, I'm going to make another football play right here. And instead, they made the smart, reasonable football play by taking that fair catch.
Agreed, 100%. And I think that's as important of a part of being a great return man as anything, is being smart out there, is knowing when to seize that opportunity and make that play, or when you have that chance, and when you're going to be forcing it if you do.
Yeah, and to go back to that first half, that punt return on the score at the end of the first half, that was right in front of you. And really, I thought that he was going to come up about 8 yards short, but can you kind of talk about through that last 8 yards?
Yeah, guys. I mean, he got to about the 10 coming down the right side, and from then on was extremely impressive. You know, he knew he didn't have a cutback due to pursuers. He saw a larger defender in front of him. He ducked his head and decided, you know, ducked his shoulder and just decided to try to run through him. Kid didn't wrap up. He spun out of that, and at that point, he kind of ping-ponged off another guy, kept his feet, and I thought he was going to go down on about the 2, and he decided a little front flip would be a good way to finish.
Yeah, and on live stream, I'm sure they saw that. We didn't really talk about that, but that was actually one of those front flips that wasn't for show. It was to get into the end zone.
Not at all. He knew at that moment that was his only chance to get in the end zone, and he was athletic enough to do it.
Guys, I'm going to take you all the way back to Dobyns-Bennett's first scrimmage. I was here late July. Knox Central was here, and those return guys we saw tonight, what they did, they weren't even catching the punt in that first scrimmage.
Wow.
They were being coached at that point to actually come up and catch the football. That's how much they have improved in the course of the year. So shout out to all the Dobyns-Bennett coaches on special teams. I know Coach Chris is in charge of that, but they went from a scrimmage I saw in July where they looked like they didn't want any part of even catching the punt till tonight, 145 yards return yardage.
That says it all about right there.
It does, and with that, guys, comes confidence. That makes me excited. You know, now these youngins are getting a little bit confident back there fielding the ball, and in their decision making as well. It makes me excited to see what we're going to get in the return game going forward.
And Steve, to finish on that point right there, you was talking about that. Coach Christian has talked all year long about how this team is very coachable. And I think that's a great example of how this team has accepted the coaching to make sure that they got better.
Really appreciate the folks here at Dobyns-Bennett High School for allowing us to be your audio tonight on the Dobyns-Bennett Athletic Page YouTube stream. That stream tonight brought to you by Spivey, King & Spivey LLP in Kingsport, Tennessee, a general practice law firm focusing on criminal defense and family law issues. The firm serves the Tri-Cities area and provides over 75 years of combined experience in matters dealing with criminal law, divorce issues, custody issues, business disputes, personal injury, workers' compensation, construction, civil litigation, and medical malpractice. Spivey, King & Spivey LLP combines decades of trial experience in criminal and civil matters with the energy and perseverance which are demanded in today's modern legal environment. Your number should be on the screen, 423-245-4185 to schedule your appointment today if you need any of those services. Also, appreciate Cat Trailer Sales of the Tri-Cities, located just off I-81 in Fall Branch. Cat Trailer Sales is your one-stop shop for all your trailer needs. They carry all types of trailers, utility, car haulers, dump trailers, gooseneck trailers, equipment trailers. Your owner is former Indian Brandon Thompson. Call Brandon today at 423-292-7262 or stop by for your new trailer. Cat Trailer Sales of Tri-Cities is your trailer dealer. Appreciate those folks. Next week.
Wait a minute. One last one. because it's really not a sponsor live stream, but we really want to thank Braden Barbecue. They do our they sponsor our pregame meal up here in the press box, and let me tell you this, they are incredible. I mean, we some of the best barbecue that you'll eat. We had green beans tonight.
Y'all did. I didn't.
You didn't get no green beans?
I did not do that.
Well,
Sorry.
Well, they were good. If you don't like green beans, but they were green beans, slaw, but just appreciate him. I mean, listen, Steve, we're spoiled here. We go to some places, and some places do a pretty good deal, but there's not a pregame meal for. Well, there's not a. There's some places don't do anything, but there's not a pregame meal that, and I thank Dobyns-Bennett as well for that. But a pregame meal for the media and the staff in the press box, like we get here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium.
Some of us might have had two helpings.
I wasn't gonna go there. It was not me, just for the record.
All right. Well, we do appreciate Braden as well. Now, next week, we're back here. Final game of the 3-game homestand. It's a game that people have been clamoring for a while, and you're finally going to get it next week. Elizabethton, what they've been able to do in Class 4A over the years with Sean Witten has been spectacular. They're smacking around Sullivan East tonight. They're going to come in unbeaten next week. One of the top-ranked teams in Class 4A. We've already faced one of the Class 4A top teams in Greenville, left here with
no contest.
A tie, no contest. So it's going to be a huge game. We expect the entire city of Elizabethton to empty and come to J. Fred next week. You need to be here for this one. It's going to be a special game next week.
Well, and Michael, you know, it's great in the public eye. All these people talk about, well, they've been afraid to play us or this and that and everything else. That's not been the case. It's a scheduling thing. You only get so many games. There was only so many open dates. It's finally worked out in this latest rotation of scheduling that we're going to be able to play it. And I'm telling you right now, we need to show out as Dobyns-Bennett fans because Elizabethton travels well, and this is a football team that's going to want to come in here. They've already took down one 6A team. They're ready to take down another.
I couldn't agree more with what you're saying, Todd. You know, Elizabethton being a team with the recent success they've had, I wouldn't even put it past. I'll just be the one to say it. You know, that's a bunch of kids. That's a team right now that thinks they're probably a notch above us, and we're Dobyns-Bennett, and there could not be a more crucial game for our fans to show up loud. And I mean, really, next week, that's so big. I don't think that a lot of times we give credit enough to the impact that a fan base can have on a game, especially at a place like this. And I think that next week, you know, is a great opportunity to show that and get that home field advantage.
Yeah, and if you don't think they ain't going to come here and play, go ask some Johnson City fans over the last couple of years what Elizabethton's done.
No question about it. Be a huge game. Before that, I'll be at Golden Corral in East Road in Kingsport at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Come by and join us. Coach Christian will be reviewing this game, and he'll have a whole lot of information for us on those Elizabethton Cyclones. And then next week, 6 p.m. pregame show, 7 p.m. kickoff right back here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium.
And tomorrow I'll be in downtown Elizabethton. Speaking of Elizabethton, at Cover Bridge, come out and see Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers tomorrow night. They are still at it.
And, by the way, if you're getting up early in the morning and going to Elizabethton, wherever you may be going, go by Golden Corral. Have your big breakfast buffet down there. You can do that. A lot of folks will be heading different directions tomorrow, either to come over there and see some great music with Todd. Some may be going to see some more football. But wherever you're going, tomorrow's supposed to be another spectacular day. Enjoy it.
And last but not least, want to say good luck to our buddy here, Coach Michael Holt. I know he doesn't have any of the golf sticks in his hands, but we got a district tournament coming up next week and for the boys and girls, and I know Coach Holt's excited about where the golf teams are heading.
I am, guys. I appreciate you mentioning that. I've got a great bunch of kids this year, and we seem to be doing the right thing at the right time. I'm excited about Tuesday to see if we can put it all together, because if we can, you just never know.
All right. Coach, save me a golf cart over there.
Will do.
All right. Appreciate it. All right, that'll do it here from J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Once again, your final score, Dobyns-Bennett 45 and Morristown East nothing. For Michael Holt, Todd Freeman, Scott Stevens back at the studio, we say thanks for listening and watching right here on ESPN Tri-Cities. Good night and Roll Tribe.
All right, thank you, fellas. And Scott Stevens back at the ESPN Tri-Cities Sports Desk. I'll tell you, we'll step aside for 3 minutes, and then we'll come back with something. Either the end of the Science Hill game or the
Friday Football Scoreboard Show. We'll see in 3 minutes.
Since 1962, East 10 Rentals has taken care of your equipment needs, from big contractor jobs to home improvements. The highly qualified staff at East 10 Rentals can get you the right